worked for the Hillsborough County Medical Examiner's Office?
I've worked for Hillsborough County for just over 6 years.
Can you tell the jurors your educational background?
Yes, so I received my undergraduate degree in microbiology from the University of California, Davis. I then attended medical school and received my medical doctorate from Temple University in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Afterwards, I went to residency for anatomic and clinical pathology over at Emory University in Atlanta, Georgia. At the end of my anatomic and clinical pathology residency, I took my board examinations in both anatomic and clinical pathology and passed those. The board exams are really just multi-day exams to show you're competent to go out and practice on your own. At the end of my residency, I then started a 1-year fellowship in forensic pathology at the Fulton County Medical Examiner's Office in Atlanta, Georgia. And at the end of that 1 year, I then went ahead and I took my board exam in forensic pathology and passed that exam as well.
So are you now board certified in certain areas of pathology?
Yes, I'm board certified in anatomic, clinical, and forensic pathology.
Doctor, how many autopsy examinations have you performed in your career?
I've performed approximately anywhere from 2,000 to 2,200 autopsies.
And have many of those involved gunshot wounds?
Yes.
Do you have an approximate number out of the more than 2,000 autopsies?
I typically do anywhere from 20 to 30 homicides a year, which are typically gunshot wounds. Probably like three quarters of those are gunshot wounds, and then I supervise fellow trainees essentially who are doing autopsies on gunshot wounds, and then suicidal gunshot wounds. I probably done a few hundred in my career, so I've seen quite a bit.
Is the medical examiner's office here in Hillsborough County, is it related in some fashion as a teaching institution to the University of South Florida's medical school?
Yes.
How so?
So the medical examiner's office here, we teach resident physicians how to perform autopsies. We also teach fellows who have completed their residency how to be forensic pathologists and how to perform the job duties of a medical examiner.
And they get on-the-job training at the medical examiner's office here?
Yes, correct.
Can you tell the jurors, as far as medicine, the area of forensic pathology, what that deals with?
Yes, so forensic pathology is the study of natural disease and trauma, and how either the disease or trauma.
Today as an expert in the area of forensic pathology and medicine?
Yes, I have.
Approximately how many times?
Approximately a dozen times.
In what jurisdictions?
Both here in Hillsborough County and in Fulton County in Georgia.
The term cause of death, what does that term mean?
So the cause of death is defined as the initial disease process or injury process that starts the chain of events that leads to a person's death. And
the term manner of death?
So manner of death is a statistical classification scheme that medical examiners use. It's a medical classification scheme that kind of synthesizes all the data that we have from autopsy, from toxicology testing, from circumstances, and we try to fit deaths into these categories for statistical purposes.
What are the other manners of death other than homicide?
Besides homicide, there are natural manners of death, which are things like cancer or high blood pressure. We have accidental manners of death, which are things like car accidents, drug overdoses. We have suicide as a manner of death, which would be self-inflicted injury that led to a person's death. And then we have an undetermined category where we, after all of our investigation, we can't really determine or place it into one of those categories neatly, so we consider them undetermined.
Okay, so I'm going to draw your attention to this case, the case involving a decedent by the name of Charles Jones. Was Mr. Jones' body transported at some point to the medical examiner's office?
Yes.
Okay. And was there an autopsy performed on his body?
Yes, there was.
All right. And was that by Associate Medical Examiner Dr. Noah Riley?
Yes, correct.
Excuse me. Okay. And Dr. Riley, is he an Associate Medical Examiner like you are?
Yes, he is.
At the Hillsborough County Medical Examiner's office?
Yes, he is.
All right. And due to his unavailability to come in and testify at this trial, were you assigned by the chief medical examiner? Did you agree to review this case?
Yes, I did.
And I want to talk to you about that, but did you agree to review items in this case to come to your own conclusions as to cause and manner of death?
Yes, I did.
And is that a common practice in forensic pathology and here at the medical examiner's office in Hillsborough County?
Yes, it is.
When fellows that come in from the University of South Florida and they perform autopsies and render cause and manner of death, frequently they will take jobs in other locations throughout the United States.
Yes, that's correct.
And in those situations, do you and other doctors who have permanent positions here at the medical examiner's office, do you also substitute testify in those cases?
Yes, we do.
Okay. Is there ultimately, when a autopsy examination is performed, is there ultimately a report of diagnosis and autopsy on that decedent that is generated by the examining doctor?
Yes, there is.
And is the examination of the decedent in the autopsy procedure, is it commonly photographed or documented in a photographic manner by the medical examiner's office?
Yes, throughout the autopsy process, really throughout from the time the body gets to our office to the time we complete the exam, we're doing digital photography.
So in this case, we're dealing with Hillsborough County Medical Examiner Department file number 2405732 involving Charles Jones. That number, that file number, is that unique to him and to his file in your office?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And Dr. Riley did, in fact, generate a diagnosis and autopsy report on.
Yes. We back in the building with another podcast vlog. This is Raw Dope Podcast Vlog, and I'm your host, Hand 5000. I'm used to saying good morning, or I'm used to doing the intro, but right now it's like good evening. I had to get in with the troll hours. I know the troll. I'm trying to be out of here before the troll hour. That's still like a turkey wing on the side. Like, wow. Yes. We back in the building with another podcast vlog. This is RDP Podcast Vlog, and I'm your host, Hand 5000. And listen, we got Julio Foolio on trial. The first one that stepped up to the trial is the female. We're going to get into that. BAYZOO DEATH. We're going to get into that. What else I had on the check-in blog? Oh, man. Chauncey Billups and the Mafia. NBA bust. Food stamps. Please don't do it. Please. There's so much stuff we're going to talk about. I know y'all been missing me, but this is a powerful week. A real powerful week this week, man. I'm uploading like crazy. Yeah, I had to get the work together. Welcome to Baltimore Part 1 dropping this week. No Signal interview dropping this week. Man, we got shit coming up. But my first documentary vlog is dropping this week. It's called Welcome to Baltimore, man. Be sure to make sure y'all go and hit the notification button. It's already uploaded, so it's just dropping. I got shit just premiering. It's premiering at 6 p.m. Thursday. No Signal interviews premiering 6 p.m. Tuesday tomorrow. So yeah, we in here. Please, if you just stepping in the building, hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment. I'm locked in with y'all, man. Y'all check out my room. I was just up on the TV upstairs looking at the room, and I was like, damn, I should look hard as shit, especially the beamer on the wall. I gotta get that tape and stuff off the wall. I got a little bit more stuff to do, but the second one is gonna probably be the best one. I don't know, but listen, we're gonna get a little bit in this trial, so y'all know this like day 5 or 6 of this Julio Foolio trial, and the young girl is on trial right now. She was laughing the first day they was doing her makeup. She definitely was keeping it cute, as the motherfucking hoes will say. She only was keeping it cute. She was keeping it cute, but if you get a life sentence, baby, ain't nothing cute about that. I'm gonna be honest with you, baby, ain't nothing cute about that. But I have not been covering the trial like I covered the Diddy shit. I covered the queso. I didn't really get too deep in this because it ain't the guys. It was just a girl on there. I don't really think she did anything. I think she was like an accessory conspiracy. But man, I got 2 homegirls locked up in Florida now. They got 10, 12 years for that type shit. So I'm saying that ain't no, you know what I mean? But she from Florida, so it wouldn't be that bad. Let me see that light up. But again, if you just stepping in here, please hit that notification button. Please hit that subscribe button. Even if you like my t-shirt, this is a classic right here, 1991. Boys in the Hood. Actually, I was thumbing through the clothes and realized how fresh this t-shirt was. My girl always tell me, like, yo, you got so much shit you don't even know. And that's true, because if I don't see it, I don't need it. That's just how I am with clothes and tennis shoes. If I don't see it, I don't need it. I forget all that shit around, just get to the next one. But let's see what these people talk about in the court. It is the coroner, the actual people that's describing the death of Julio Foolio. Ain't no big cross-examinations was that yet in this trial.
Response, yes,
we ain't gonna stay stuck on it. We want to get to that BAYZOO. We want to get to this NBA thing. But just hit that notification. But let me double tap and like my own stuff.
Yes, there was.
What up? I need to like my own stuff. Like, I need to like my own shit.
Forensic investigators with your office responded to this scene?
Yes, that's correct.
Hello. What your name is? Kareem?
Is the body typically placed on a
what up, Kareem?
Blanket of some type?
So typically when
they covered their head. Okay.
Scene, it is placed on a
then I waited to smoke.
Kind of white blanket just to preserve any kind of evidence that may fall on the body while they're examining it on
YouTube
scene.
Hit me with a strike too.
They'll take the sheet with the body and put
so
it
I cannot get in no YouTube trouble for 90 days.
To our office.
And there's some agency that the
candy cane weed and t-shirts
contracts with that brings the body to the medical examiner's office from the scene.
Yes, correct.
Yo, Ray, what up, bro?
Jones' body was brought in and he was removed from
my
the body
nigga
bag. Was there some object that was found in the body bag that had?
My bad, Neff. I didn't know you was.
So
I didn't know your name.
There was not a fragment of a projectile found within the body bag. I
know your name, Ray, but I know your name, but you know, this joint get lit, man. Be 40, 50 people here before you know it, man. I know what you should have just threw the LNG up. That's it. Everybody from around the way just come in here and throw the LNG up quick. I know what that is.
As to Charles Jones, let me rephrase that.
Shout out to my nephew in the building. Congratulations on my niece too. Shout out to my nephew Kareem. Beautiful baby girl, came out healthy, strong, beautiful, and nigga, she ready, boy. If you want to know something about them daughters, man, come talk to me and Mikey, boy. They switch up on you for their mother. I mean, yeah, boy. Hey, daddy's little girl, but mommy's baby. They gonna tell you stuff. Don't talk to mommy like that. And them little girls something else when they realize they're your heart, bro. Once she realizes she your heart, it's over. She thinks she control you, bro.
In this case, did Dr. Wiley,
your little son, you could give him a blow, tell her beat it.
Yes, he did.
Your little girl, she gonna get you like you crazy. And one time Corey told me she wasn't speaking to me till I put her gymnastics step together. Didn't holler at me for a day. I fixed that shit quick. Like, oh, babe. Gotta deal with your mother not talking to me. Then I gotta deal with you not talking to me. Like, come on, let me fix this shit.
Now,
they are very demanding.
Things such as body cavity.
I'm shining on Instagram right now, y'all.
Cardiovascular system.
People liking that stuff. They know I'm back.
Internal organs.
This the content back.
The gallbladder, the pancreas, the spleen, the lymphatic.
So basically, what they doing now with Julio Foolio, the medical examiner talking about the bullets and what bullets killed them. We don't really care about. I'm saying, let me not say that. Death is nothing to play with. I'm not a content creator that get on here and play with death. I'm not a content creator or a vlogger that spread rumors. I give my opinion after all these niggas say what they gotta say on the internet. I give my opinion, bro. It's never me breaking the news and nothing like that. And it's a lot of news I could have broke, but that's just ain't in my style. I don't break news, bro. I just give my opinion, bro. That's it, bro. I give my opinion, yo, because once it's publicized, everybody else doing it. So why can't a fat nigga make some money? This internet is my trap, bro. I ain't doing nothing to get me knocked off. Nigga got me knocked off on YouTube and suspended for a week. That's like getting arrested to me. So I ain't playing them games. I let these boys talk that shit. That ain't what I've been to. But BAYZOO got killed because I don't want Shorty was putting on makeup. She the first one to go to trial and this shit. She's worried about this shit, but they ain't put no killer. Like, she tired of being in that courtroom.
Double Q photograph.
Because all they do is talk about how his body look. Let's get into this, man. We gonna get back into that trial shit. But what happened to BAYZOO, bro? BAYZOO, bro. BAYZOO, that's Dirt Man. 21 Savage say he gonna pay for BAYZOO funeral. But damn, what happened?
Man, everybody in the drill.
Oh, yo, hey, I'm gonna tell y'all, Trap LaRoss.
It's just been
what's good?
devastating
Trap
listening
LaRoss is the reason why them boys got knocked off. I'm not gonna lie, the white boy Trap LaRoss got them people knocked off. They just said it in the court. Go to Law and Order in that Julio Foolio case. That boy Trap LaRoss reported them niggas so much on that shit. That's what I'm telling you. That's how Keefy D got locked up with the Vlad shit. Them boys is turning content into private investigating type shit. Real shit. That's what they on, bro. I'm not even gonna bullshit you. I'm like, yo, hold up, yo. I seen that shit and I'm gonna find out the boy Trap LaRoss. You know what I mean? They say this BAYZOO killer's already told on themselves. That's what they doing, bro. You might as well go to jail and said you kill a man. You feel me? You might as well go to motherfucking jail and said you killed a man. The way these dudes be playing on the internet, it ain't gonna be hard to get you convicted, bro. I ain't fuck that. I remember if they had a camera, we was scared to death. Now dudes is just telling themselves, like, you want to prove to the op block that you put in that much work that you willing to go to jail for that shit? You know what I mean? You willing to go to jail for that shit? Like, hell no. Hell no. Let's hear about this. I don't want to hear him. That boy already sent somebody to jail. Let me get some other guys. Cause I just want to know what happened to him, bro. What do you know about his ops? Like, that's crazy, yo. Remember, murders happening, bro. Nobody knows about him, but a murder happened, and every fucking body reported on this shit. This man definitely did millions of views. He probably never had millions of dollars. Shot 40 times on camera. The fall of BAYZOO. Damn. I ain't know it was that, yo. Stupid shit.
Gang. How they want it? Shut your ass up, dude. You talking about Jaleel Gray? Why I put shots you?
Let me get a light.
I don't see no purpose in the county. You sound like this.
You know, you said some things about BAYZOO that he's broke. You know, what is your thoughts on that? Because I think you said that BAYZOO, you know, wouldn't be able to, you know, like you felt like you'd have been able to get it back to watch it back if it was you.
I mean, hell yeah, for sure. It ain't no if. I would have. If there's some snake with I'm cool with, or that my people in business with or doing business with, anything, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, no, you wrong, you bogus, don't do that. You don't do that. You know what I'm saying? I'll get into it with it over there. Like, even doing some shit like that on my name, on my watch, like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, no, you don't do like that to people, you feel me? Yeah. He could have stopped it. He could have went and got it back. Well, maybe he couldn't, who knows? You know what I'm saying? But I was cool with folks, you feel me? We used to be talking, we used to be cool. You
And these channels, or what y'all listening to now is them channels that be having them boys in a frenzy like that, bro. This be them channels reporting this shit.
October 25th, 2025. Chicago's Little Village neighborhood, a place known for its vibrant culture, tight-knit families, and a dark, unshakable undercurrent of violence. That Saturday afternoon, what began as an ordinary day in the West Side community ended in chaos, blood, and disbelief. A familiar name in Chicago's drill scene was gunned down, a name tied to power, loyalty, and danger.
Dang.
THF, BAYZOO. But behind the flashing lights and sirens, behind the crime scene tape and the dozens of shell casings, lies a story no one saw coming.
Out of Little Village, 3 men are in the hospital after a shooting. This happened around 3 this afternoon near 31st and St. Louis. Police say those victims were standing in a parking lot when a car drove up and someone inside started firing. One of the men was taken to the hospital in a critical condition.
Damn,
Other
BAYZOO.
2 are expected to survive. So far, no one is in custody.
At around 3 p.m., witnesses say the air was still. The sound of traffic, the hum of a regular afternoon, nothing out of the ordinary. Then, without warning, gunfire erupted. A vehicle
That
pulled up
Chicago
near a
shit
small
dangerous.
parking lot on the 3100 block of
Damn.
South St. Louis Avenue. No words, no warnings, just bullets tearing through the air, cutting through the calm. 3 men were hit. One of them, 35-year-old Devonshea Collier, known to millions as THF BAYZOO.
Damn.
Multiple shots struck his torso and abdomen. The shooter didn't linger. The vehicle sped away, disappearing into the grid of narrow Chicago streets like smoke in the wind. Police arrived within minutes, sirens slicing through the air, shell casings littered the ground, rifle rounds, handgun rounds, dozens of them. It wasn't random. Whoever came that day came prepared. BAYZOO was rushed to Mount Sinai Hospital. Doctors fought to stabilize him, but his injuries were too severe.
Hey,
Within hours, the news spread across social media like wildfire. THF BAYZOO, gone at 35 years old. A figure who has survived the streets, the rumors, the rivalries, only to be taken in a flash of gunfire on a quiet Saturday afternoon. The other 2 victims, men aged 39 and 42, survived, both in fair condition. But none will forget what they saw that day.
I wanted to just ask how much information we could get about the arrest that had you locked up for the 4 years, where you did beat the body right after that. What actually happened? That
that's the shit Adam and them bring them on there to talk about, bro. Never me.
Yeah.
Man, look, man. Stuart Little's around us, man. That's all I can tell you, homie. Like, run around us trying to be Mickey Mouse and put him on. Like, bro, the case that I was fighting my brother on happened 4th of July 2008 or 9. Don't quote me because I don't remember, like, I was busy so much afterwards. I didn't get arrested for a murder charge in 2014, so you do the math.
5 years later, it's pretty unreal.
So you come with for that.
Right. So somebody told on you at a later date.
Somebody lied on me at a later date.
Right.
By nightfall, detectives cordoned off the block. They marked every casing, every blood stain, every shattered piece of glass.
Dang.
Dozens of witnesses claimed to have heard the shots, but few saw the shooter. An unknown vehicle, that's all police could confirm. No suspects, no arrests, no motive. Was it a setup, a personal dispute, or something far more calculated? A message? BAYZOO's ties ran deep. He wasn't just another name from Chicago's South Side. He was THF, part of the Tay-Town Hustlers family, and a close associate of Lil Durk's Only the Family Collective, OTF. Those connections came with respect and enemies.
One thing about my block, bro, they do them, man. They don't be looking for that shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? They don't inherit a lot of niggas. It'd be dick sucking niggas that just want to fuck with who they want to fuck with and just inherit niggas beefs. You know what I'm saying? My block don't be with all that shit, bro. That's why we be out the way for real, for real. But niggas know what's up, though. Like, these niggas can fly on these cameras, do whatever they want to do, man. Like, niggas know what's up, bro. You know what I'm saying?
They said it happened on the West Side. And if you know Chicago, you know the West Side isn't safe ground for THF. THF TP was killed there. It's a part of the city where lines get blurred. Alliances one day, enemies the next. And if BAYZOO really was hit there, that says something. It means somebody felt bold enough to send a message. Then came the strange part. When BAYZOO's name hit the blogs, BVC members started posting a different name. Man Man. If you know, you know. Man Man was allegedly tied to the death of THF TP and the string of violent revenge hits that followed. So when his name popped up again, people started putting the pieces together. Was this all connected, or just another round in an endless cycle that no one can escape?
Yo, them Chicago streets, you know, Baltimore streets rough, but that shit that be going down in Chicago be vicious. Like, it's some vicious shit that go down here, but you know, they under that gang law. So when you really dealing with gangs and gang violence, that shit hit different. That shit hit different. This shit is on camera. I'm looking at this shit now.
For years, BAYZOO's name carried weight in the streets and in the studio. He was known for loyalty, for surviving where others failed. and for standing tall in a world where the wrong move could be your last. But even for those who live by the code, danger is never far away. On social media, tributes poured in. Friends, fans, and affiliates mourned the loss, not just of a rapper,
Dang.
but of a man who embodied the tension between fame and the streets. Yet beneath the condolences, whispers began. Who wanted BAYZOO gone? And why now? Police say the investigation is ongoing, but in Chicago, silence often speaks louder than truth. A parking lot in Little Village, dozens of casings, 3 men shot, one dead. The headlines call it another Chicago shooting. But for those who knew THF BAYZOO, this wasn't just another headline. It was the end of an era, and maybe the beginning of something even darker. Because in Chicago, when a name like BAYZOO falls, the streets don't stay quiet for long.
No eyewitness got on stand, but it's 5 people got on stand on me in trial. 5 people that still came on, dog. Inshallah, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I just feel like I'm blessed, man. I got to just take advantage of that time. Like, and most I got to just tell you is, like, I feel like I'm just, they arrested this woman. Man, it's a story, man. I don't know if my baby mama want me to talk about that type of. My baby daddy, it's all type of weird, man. So Papa's, man, maybe another time I'll tend to talk about that situation with my case, man, because it's crazy how they summed it up and put everything together to get me off the streets. You know what I'm saying?
All right, y'all. There y'all have it, man.
Damn.
That's the crazy story of THF.
Damn, bro. I don't know. I think it's more to the story. What that nigga Trenches News got to say. I know what's up with him. The Trenches
You want to
News.
support me? Go to Nene Marie.
Man, hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment, man. Hey, BAYZOO, bro. Like, yo, like, I swear, bro, like, this one thing for sure, two things for certain. If you running with a rapper or you hanging with a rapper and that nigga give you some cheese, yo, it's in your best interest to do the right thing with that motherfucking money. Ball out, what's up? It's in your best interest to do the right thing with that money, bro. Because if you don't do the right thing with that motherfucking money, bro, and shit, look how Dirt got locked up. Niggas running around, Dirt looking out, and niggas making money, and niggas not doing the right thing with that motherfucking money, bro. Like, that shit come to an end, bro. You know, the wars overseas come to an end. I don't give a fuck if they took 20 years. The shit come to an end, bro. And like, if you ain't prepared, bro, like, you got a name for yourself and you making music, bro. Like, I don't understand niggas, bro. BAYZOO is 35 years old. If he did not live in the hood, right? Don't get it fucked up. I slide through the hood all the time. But Chicago niggas, just Chicago niggas, being down with OTF, being down with FBG, being down with these different cliques and crews that carry GDs, BDs, Vice Lords, whatever gangs out that motherfucker, bro. They got 50-year history of beefing and killing one another. And OTF is just got is the biggest thing since they knocked off Larry Hoover in Chicago. Like, they got Dirt in them caught up, tying them up to so much shit, and you run with these niggas. I would not be hanging around no motherfucking Chicago, bro. I'm just saying, bro. Like, I just don't know how much you value your life. That hood shit not that important, especially when you got a way to make some money and you winning. Like, hell no, bro. And especially if you know that you niggas want to kill you. If niggas don't want to kill you, niggas want to kill you because of Dirt. Nigga want to kill you because of Von. Nigga might want to kill you because of anybody that did anything or other gangs. It's just a long lasting beef. So if I was from Chicago and I was running with one of them niggas, Chief Keef, Dirt, anybody, Kanye, anyone, I'm stacking my money, especially if you fucking with them niggas that's in them gangs and drilling and body for body and eye for an eye. Man, then these dudes go down and then the funding stop and then you got to go back to the hood. That's a dangerous motherfucker, bro. I'm just here to tell you, man, you can't pick that hood that you from to go back in. Once you've been on the road and seeing this money, bro, you got to make an opportunity, bro, because going back home, lingering around ain't it, bro. You could get hit by a mistake or you could get hit by because they was looking for you and it seemed like they was looking for him, bro. 40 fucking shots fired, bro. They took a life, bro. I feel bad. I don't know what he did. If his death justifiable, I don't know, bro, because I don't live out Chicago. But one thing I do know by watching the news, reading, and just seeing this shit, it's a lot going on out there, bro. If you ain't in that gang shit and don't affiliate yourself with that gang shit, they say Chicago is a beautiful motherfucking place to live. Don't let this Chicago OTF, Chief Keef, and King Von shit shy you away from Chicago. They say Chicago is a beautiful motherfucking place to live. They say it's like anywhere else. It's a certain part where all that shit go down at, and it's vicious. You know what I'm saying? It's vicious. So if you're not living in that gang culture, you just threw the flag in from day one, bro, and you're far away from that shit, you're going to be all right in Chicago. You're going to enjoy the beautiful parts about Chicago. But man, when you in that gang shit and caught up in them rival crews and thinking you can move around Chicago after you've been involved in this and that and that and this, it ain't worth it.
Who got killed, bro, and they could have did it, you know. So that's crazy. That was the new news that I have for y'all, that Zoo took a Uber down. You know what I'm talking about? And it's facts. When y'all get the whole video, y'all see when he pulled up and everything, if they release it like the old block thing. Hey, we got 21 Savage. Shout out to 21 Savage, man. 21 Savage yesterday with a whole other bunch of celebrities. Pooh Shiesty, 42 Doug. He said it's up there for Zoo. A couple more. Duty Low, Carlito, you know, and he had said, you know, he showed the text between him and Zoo. You know, every time they was talking, it wasn't just no fake shit, you know. And then his girl had told them, hey, look, tell your girl, your baby mama, somebody, tell them to get in touch with me. You know, we got something for you. And that's real, man. That's real. At least you got somebody who knew Zoo through the game. Not even his friends or family, because they probably ain't even told the mama, hey, we got you. We got the funeral. You know, no matter how much Zoo and them did for a person. You know, we seen this already. Zoo was locked up in jail. Dirk his grandma funeral. Not none of his guys. Not none of his guys say Zoo done killed for the block and let's pay for it. Dirk did. You know.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure Dirk would have, but 21 Savage, he feel like Dirk in jail and he could do it. He could send him some money. Dirk probably still send him some money. Who knows?
Dirk
definitely
gonna send
I
him
just
some
feel
money.
like Zoo was just so tired, bro. He was tired, you know, once you in the streets and you up top, you made it in a high position like OTF was, and then you come right back down to Chicago. Now you got to be in the streets again, holding guns and getting back on the internet and shit. You know, remember when Dirk was out and shit like that? Zoo now wasn't on the internet like that. He'll pop on the internet every now and then, run on the rant, and then he golf. He was on the internet. That's how you know he was back in Chicago. He was on the internet at one point all night, every day. You know.
Told you.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. I will be going live though and talk about this. We're gonna break it down.
That shit's tough, bro. Like that shit really tough, bro.
So man, shout out to
that's really tough, bro.
You share this video. All right, y'all. So let me go ahead and rewind real quick. So we know
hit that notification button, man.
We know
hit that like the video.
We know a guy named Real from the low end, or Real got killed. We know Man got killed. We know they got ops and everything. So anybody can be a suspect. I'm just gonna say that. I don't think that Sam, it had nothing to do with it. You know what I'm talking about? I think that he's just a thief, you know, who stole from Man. All right, but anyways, so BAYZOO woke up that day, you know, he planned on going to a pick-apart spot, and he was going for his girl. So BAYZOO, before how he got there, y'all, it's crazy. BAYZOO took a Uber to the pick-apart's place, and then he sat there and waited until the guys who would end up getting shot with him get there. So he took a Uber, a solo to there. A Uber, y'all. I can't believe this, man. I just can't believe it, bro. This all facts too. And then once he took the Uber and the dudes and them got there, they get the parts. And then we see the ending when dude and them ran up on him.
Yeah.
And they both sprayed him. I thought the dude had hit the other dude the way they had ran into each other, but it was the gun just swinging them. But yeah, they Zoo wasn't paying attention. Nobody with him was paying attention. I just think Zoo really was tired, bro. He was tired. You can see it in his pictures, man. Before he got killed and all that, man. Just recent pictures from months. It looked like he was just going through a lot, man. You know, looked like he was going through some shit, man. And you know, we don't know who the killer is, but I do know that the feds is on the case. You know, he was being investigated. Y'all know that for a fact already because the paperwork was out. And yeah, man, it's crazy. Zoo took an Uber to that place and then waited on some guys to get there and study him getting in a car with them, and they all going to take him. But that throws out the theory that somebody who's in that shop, they called them people on them. They set Zoo up. Somebody who was there who seen Zoo, whether it was a customer, whether it was security, whether it was one of the auto technicians, somebody seen Zoo, and Zoo a face. Zoo ain't no just anybody little Ray. Zoo been in millions and millions and millions, hundreds of millions of videos that Lil Durk got. You know, so everybody know who he is, and he could have been rapping about somebody's family who got killed, bro, and they could have did it, you know. So that's crazy. That was the new news that I have for y'all, that Zoo took a Uber down. You know what I'm talking about? And it's facts. When y'all get the whole video, y'all see when he pulled up and everything, if they release it like the old block thing. Hey, we got 21 Savage.
Yeah, 21 Savage gonna do right. Yo, they just go crazy talking about this shit. Damn, Dirt react to that shit.
Smythe Jewelers presents a local love story.
Say Dirt react to it. Let's play this.
And this one hit different. The streets of Chicago are in mourning right now, and Lil Durk, he's sitting in federal custody getting some of the worst news of his life. THF BAYZOO, one of his most loyal soldiers, one of OTF's day one hitters, got clapped up in broad daylight on the west side of Chicago. According to reports circulating on social media, Zoo was at a junkyard picking up car parts when a car pulled up and two groupies whooped out and opened fire on him with two other people.
3 men are in the hospital after a shooting. This happened around 3 this afternoon near 31st and St. Louis.
Let's go.
BAYZOO got hit 3 times, including one shot to the chest from a 7.62 Draco round. He was rushed to the hospital in critical condition, lost too much blood from the torso wounds, and according to tribute posts from his closest homies like Duty Low, CEO, Big 30, and Pooh Shiesty, he didn't make it. This ain't just another Chicago drill story, fam. This is about loyalty, brotherhood, and how everything Lil Durk built is crumbling while he's locked in a cell fighting for his life. Let's get into it. Who was THF BAYZOO? Before we show how Durks reacted to this tragic news, we gotta establish who THF BAYZOO really was, because this loss ain't just hitting Durk, it's devastating the entire THF and OTF family. THF BAYZOO was the leader of THF 46, not just a member, the actual leader running operations. This man was at the helm of one of the most dangerous sets on the south side of Chicago. THF 46 stands. They control the 46th and Drexel area in North Kenwood. We're talking about hybrid gang.
Hit that notification, hit that subscribe button, like this video, like the video, please, y'all. Like the video.
Here's what separates Zoo from a lot of these other dudes. Man had a genuinely violent past that he was actively working to overcome. BAYZOO was connected to multiple bodies back in the day. He even caught a murder charge at one point and beat that case in court. Man was really living that savage life, no cap. He wasn't one of these rappers playing gangster for the cameras. BAYZOO was authentic, and the entire city knew it. THF been in active wars with 051 Young Money, STL, EBT, Jaro City, 757, and Brick Squad. But they also built powerful alliances, O Block, 600, and most importantly, OTF. That's where BAYZOO's connection to Lil Durk solidified. These weren't surface level rap affiliations. These were genuine street bonds forged through years of surviving the same trenches. But here's where BAYZOO's story takes a powerful turn. In 2018, after he came home from jail, man completely transformed his life. According to the No Jumper interview he did, BAYZOO and King Von both converted to Islam together that same year. They took their Shahada, started practicing the faith seriously, and were genuinely trying to turn their lives around. For someone who lived that violent street life for so long, converting to Islam represented a massive spiritual shift. Zoo was actively working to be better, trying to leave that destructive past behind. He still repped THF hard, he still handled business when necessary, but internally, BAYZOO was evolving into a better person through his faith. That's what makes this death even more heartbreaking. He was on a path of genuine transformation, actively trying to live righteously, and the streets still claimed him. Lil Durk's reality right now. Now, to understand why BAYZOO's death is destroying Dirk emotionally, we got to examine what Dirk's experiencing right now. Because, fam, this man is living through the absolute worst period of his entire life. October 24th, 2024. The feds arrested Lil Durk at a Miami airport while he attempted to board a private jet to Italy. They hit him with conspiracy to commit murder for hire for orchestrating a hit on Quando Rondo that killed Rondo's cousin Lul Pab back in 2022. We're talking about potential life in federal prison, fam. The man who is dominating the charts, winning Grammys, collaborating with Drake and J. Cole, now faces the very real possibility of never experiencing freedom again. And it wasn't just Dirk. The feds simultaneously arrested 5 other OTF members that same day. The entire crew is staring down federal indictments and potential decades behind bars. The FBI built their case with banking records, flight manifests, surveillance footage, witness statements, everything. They claim Dirk financed flights, hotels, rental cars for the entire operation. If the prosecution's narrative holds up in court, OTF is finished as an organization. But yo, the destruction doesn't stop there. While Dirk's confined to that cell fighting for his freedom, his entire empire is collapsing in real time outside these walls. Federal agents froze his accounts, seized his assets, and threw his label deals into complete legal limbo. The money that sustained OTF's entire operation completely cut off. The empire he spent over a decade building from nothing, disintegrating day by day. And now, on top of everything else crushing him, he's losing his day one homies. Word traveled back to Dirk behind bars that BAYZOO got killed. Imagine that reality, fam. You're already trapped in the worst situation imaginable, fighting federal charges that could imprison you forever. And then you receive word that one of your closest friends, one of your most loyal soldiers, just got gunned down on the exact same streets y'all grew up surviving together. That's the type of compounded pain that fundamentally changes a person. That's the kind of devastating news that forces you to question your entire life's trajectory. The tributes. Duty Low, Big 30, Pooh Shiesty. When the news broke about BAYZOO's death, social media erupted. But it wasn't just random people posting generic condolences.
I'm gonna pause this, you know what I mean? Because I got too caught up. See, your past can destroy your future. And that's what I was saying early on. You know, I was just saying this early on, like BAYZOO, you know, I seen him around with Dirt. Like they saying, he was one of the Dirt loyalist hitters outside of Vaughn. You know, I followed the Chicago scene, and again, bro, like you got beefs. You know, man, like when killers change their life, we be seeing stories of like Prince and straight gangsters. These dudes be coming home after 30 and 40 years with like their beefs, you know, over with. Like, you know, some dudes can come home 40 years and still got a beef. But these niggas is like, he 35 years old. So like dudes he beefing with is still like in his age group, is just like 40 and under. And you gonna go get car parts for your girl, you catch a lift, you call somebody, and in a car part spot, you don't never know who in there, who people's in there, bro. And they say you was the leader. Like that's a, you know, in the gang world or in the street world, you know what I mean? Watch the body tilt when you hit the head. You know what I mean? That's the number one gang thing, bro. You know what I'm saying? Real cold-blooded, cold dudes is going after the top. Like that's it. All them little dudes, we hit them when we want to. We going at the problem. We going at who we need to go at. You get what I'm saying? And I feel, you know, in the bottom of my heart, it ain't make dirt is it. Like I feel like Chicago is so big on that eye for an eye, body for a body. They ain't fearing nobody. Now you got pawns all in them gangs. But you got to talk about them kings and them rooks and them bishops that these pawns is catching one on. You understand what I'm saying? That shit is so deep in Chicago and in certain places, not only just Chicago. You get what I'm saying? But Chicago is one of the places that get headline for this shit because these boys are going body for body. You know what I'm saying? Baltimore, go body for body. DC, go body for body. Goddamn. New Orleans, go body for body. Goddamn. New York, New Jersey, Philadelphia. You know what I mean? It's states that go body for body and go hard, but the Chicago shit be hitting different, bro. Because it's always on the news. If you never been to Chicago or do any type of research about traveling, you would never go to that motherfucker. Let's just be honest. Who wants to go to a place where the news constantly put news and murders? But these kids in this, maybe 50-mile, 100-mile radius of Chicago, because Chicago is huge. It's like millions of people that live in Chicago, way bigger than Baltimore. But in this radius, just about big as Baltimore, this gang activity has took a real big toll. And once you once you get some money, I don't know if he was being a loyal soldier without no money, but it's just hard to believe that dirt ain't greasing your palms. Sometimes you can't buy them a marries, bro. Sometimes you can't do what them dudes doing. Sometimes you gotta go take that money, put it in the bank, and fix your credit. Because if this ship ever sink, bro, you want to have a fucking life jacket and a small boat to try to survive in the water. You know what I'm saying? You can't just jump in the water with no life jacket and boat and think the shark's gonna protect you. You know what I'm saying? It's too many enemies. Them boys out there really hurting each other, and it's a sad thing. Cause I don't know if bro had kids. I know he got a mama or family. He just got people that he love him, and like I said, he trying to change his life. You could rip and run in the streets, from like 15 to like 30 is like the hardest years for young black men. The age 15 to 30, and that age 15 to 25, a lot of dudes don't think they're gonna make it to see 25. So 15 to 25, and that, like, once a dude get like 25 and a little bit older, he start getting common sense. But between the age of 15 and 25, niggas don't got no goddamn sense. And then you still got that wrestling through maturity between 25 to 30, unless the system lay you down and put you in jail. But once you're over 30, you gotta think different. That's why you see them interviews with BAYZOO talking, thinking different, because you getting older and you start seeing life, especially being on the road with dirt, seeing all these people screaming and hollering, niggas start saying something. But the OTF ship crash, and it's pushing a lot of dudes back to Chicago. It's pushing a lot of dudes back to mama house, auntie house, baby mother house, or girlfriend house, or the homegirl house. It's pushing them dudes back in the trenches, bro, while the commander-in-chief behind the door. And it's fucked up, bro. It's fucked up, bro. It's fucked up. It's like it'll never end out there. It just never end out there, bro. And it's sad, bro. Rest in peace to BAYZOO. I'm proud to see young black artist stepping up, telling his mother, we gonna cover the funeral. That's a big thing. That's a big fuck. Giving gifts and taking care, just putting him in the ground is a big thing. You know what I'm saying? That costs a double number to have a good, respectful, honorable funeral. It's at least 15 to 20,000. You know what I mean? So rappers stepping up because they like him, but just imagine if rappers would have stepped up and gave him an opportunity where he had to go back to Chicago. Talk to me, putting up 20, 30,000, for my funeral. And I'm quite sure dudes gonna put him away nice. Could have paid for me a spot out Miami, Houston, North Carolina. North Carolina is cheap, bro. You know what I mean? 20,000 to my funeral could pay my rent down North Carolina for 2 years. And I could focus on music and focus on some other shit, and I ain't gotta look over my shoulders. I seen a lot of dudes put that bag up to bury dudes, but I ain't put the bag up to get dudes ahead, so you don't have to bury them. And if they do have to get buried, they bury themselves. Shout out to the brothers that's putting that money up, because they doing that out the kindness of their heart, and I respect that. I done put up the funerals before. You watching this, done put up the funerals before. That's just something out the bottom of your heart, and it's just a mandatory thing that has to be done when that time comes. But, like, bro, if you putting up to do this and do that, bro, OTF took a hit. Like, how many dudes is working with their artists? How many dudes is throwing? I don't know, bro. So that's my opinion. Like I said, I didn't drop the story. I didn't come out there with Trenches News, all the news. I don't got all that, bro. I'm just giving my honest opinion about the brother. Rest in peace. That's what Raw do. We just give our opinion, bro, off of everything that you're hearing on the internet, bro. Hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button. If you're not going to do nothing, double tap the screen and like the video. Like the video, bro. Like the Baltimore boy.
It was his closest homies, the people who genuinely knew him, who truly loved him like family. Duty Low, BAYZOO's best friend and OTF member, posted a powerful tribute on Instagram that immediately went viral. For those unfamiliar with their relationship, Duty Low and BAYZOO went way back. We're talking decades of friendship. They were more than just crew members. They were legitimate brothers who survived the trenches together. When BAYZOO died, Duty Low was among the first to publicly acknowledge the loss. That post resonated differently because you could genuinely feel the raw pain radiating from every word. This wasn't performative grief for social media engagement. This was authentic heartbreak from someone who lost a brother. Then CEO Big 30 from Memphis showed his respect. Now, Big 30's connection to the entire OTF and THF family runs deep. When he posted about BAYZOO, it demonstrated how far Zoo's influence genuinely reached beyond Chicago's borders. This wasn't just the city mourning. This was the entire Southern rap ecosystem recognizing that they lost someone authentically real. Big 30's post was brief but incredibly powerful, showing proper respect to someone who carried himself with honor. Pooh Shiesty also paid tribute, and considering Pooh's dealing with his own serious legal battles right now out on a halfway house, the fact that he took time to honor BAYZOO speaks volumes about Zoo's reputation. When you got rappers from different cities, different sets, different legal situations all coming together to pay respects, that tells you everything about the impact this person had on the culture. But here's what's absolutely torturing Lil Durk right now. He's completely powerless to respond. He can't attend the funeral. He can't embrace Duty Low during this devastating time. He can't address his fans directly. He can't post a personal tribute on his own Instagram. He can't even drop a bag and get back for his best friend. He's confined to a cell, completely stripped of agency while his homie's life is being celebrated and mourned without him there. That's a uniquely cruel form of torture, fam. Being imprisoned while your people are dying outside, knowing you can't physically be there for them, knowing you can't offer protection anymore. That's the psychological hell Durk's navigating right now. Why BAYZOO was back in Chicago. Now let's break down why BAYZOO was even in that vulnerable position. Because according to street sources,
they wore BAYZOO out. They wore BAYZOO out. They wore BAYZOO out.
Millions from his music career, he took care of his entire team. That's what OTF represented. Only the family. Durk ensured his people were financially stable. He was distributing money, purchasing cars, covering legal fees, handling rent and bills for his whole crew. BAYZOO, as one of his closest day ones, was definitely benefiting from that support system. Man didn't need to risk street activity because Durk's success protected him. But when the feds locked Durk up, that entire financial structure collapsed instantly. The money stopped flowing. Federal agents froze.
See, that's what I'm saying. And that's rest in peace to BAYZOO, free Durk. I am an OTF fan. I'm a fan of Quando Rondo. I was a fan of King Von. I'm from Baltimore. I don't know none of them personally. I just like the music. So, it wasn't like I grew up in the Tupac and Biggie era. And I was a fan of Tupac and Biggie, bro. Like I love the shit out of Pac music. I love the shit out of Biggie music. So Dirt OTF got some hard shit because he the leader of OTF. NBA Youngboy got some hard shit. Quando had some hard shit. Rondo had some hard shit. You know what I'm saying? Buka 600 had some hard shit. You know what I'm saying? Like we just fans of the music. You know what I mean? I'm not gassing no beefs up. But the thing that he just said in this biography is that Dirt is dishing money out to y'all niggas as he making millions. He giving dudes 50,000, 100,000, 10, 20,000. And dudes are not doing the first and foremost important thing, getting your credit straight. Yo, my man, give me some free money. Let me get the credit straight. I can't, because I'm one of them people, guess because of the way I was raised, I think about tomorrow or think about next week. And if you don't think about that, bro, that shit could be detrimental to your growth and development. If you just thinking about how you going to eat today and not thinking about how you going to eat Sunday, you's a fucking fool. You was a fucking fool. So a lot of them dudes, Dirt was doing shit for them dudes. A lot of them dudes wasn't doing the right thing for their money, bro. I'm not gonna be running around with no big celebrity. And check this out. Dirt had about a 10-year run. Let's keep it real. The last 5 years, Dirt been locked up for a year. So let's just take it back since 2015 until that boy arrested in 2024. That boy was on fire. That boy was on fire. Everybody was listening to Dirt. Dirt was getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So the checks was getting bigger and bigger and bigger. He ain't no fool. He getting a real bag. And the other dudes, Vaughn was making hits under the label. Booker, all them niggas was dropping. So like, it was a lot of cash flowing. And I know Dirt have a good night, bro. I need this, I need that. What was dudes getting the money for? That's the only thing, bro. The brother was a Muslim. May he rest in Jannah. I hope for Allah forgive him for all his sins, bro. I hope that he make it to Jannah, the Lord's part of Jannah. He touched the hellfire and make it to Jannah. But I don't understand, bro, how you niggas getting this money and thinking that you want to live off of the big celebrity money for years and years and years. It's a fact that celebrities get on, start taking care of everybody, but 5 years later, the entourage drop. 5 years later, shit drop. So it's like, bro, you got to get what you got. Like, you got to get what you get and make something out of it. So if Dirt fall, man, I'm gonna be holding OTF down. If I was with him, you know what I mean? Oh shit, yo, Dirt down. We need the rights to this and that. We ready to drop this. Hey, Booker, you ready to get this? Hey, Duty Low, we ready to do this. Zoo, we ready to do this. Won't we ready to get on tour? We ready to get on the road. We ready to start moving around. Hey, listen, man. We can't hit the big platforms. We really fuck up all the small platforms, bro. We taking shows, bro. We taking features. We doing whatever we got to do to make the money. Niggas been getting locked up for years, B. Niggas be getting killed every day, B. That's a real fact. We Dirt locked up, bro. Dirt dealing with this situation. We gonna help them out, but right now we got something to hold down. You understand what I'm saying? That mentality ain't in the hood, bro. Like that mentality ain't with these labels. Like, bro, fall. We still gonna keep this shit going, bro. Cause that's just the way it is. He did his part. He built this up. Now niggas gotta carry on. But niggas is in Chicago, bro, moving around like it ain't no beefs. Like the internet ain't putting out shit that was supposed to be swept under the rug. They talk internet, Trap Ross, Blab, they talking about fucking murders that you should have nothing to do with. They talking, you ain't never heard me on my platform talking about, yo, they killed this one. I figured that, fuck no. Hell no. No, that ain't what I built Raw Dope for. That ain't what my content is about. Talking about murders and cases that can get dudes caught up. That ain't my cup of tea, bro. That's none of my business. That's up to the prosecutor, your lawyer, the state's attorney, and all them people that work together, man. Me and my team and my platform, we not getting in that, bro. We ain't got nothing to do with that. We trying to give you raw and uncut content, bro. No fuck shit, no fake shit, no foolishness, bro. We understand the Miranda rights and we understand the law because we've been convicted before and been to jail before, and we know how serious that shit can be. You know, a lot of content creators don't know how serious that shit can be. I know how serious that shit can be, so I don't play like that. Let's get back into it.
The man who was sustaining everybody suddenly couldn't help anyone. And all those OPF members who depended on his generosity, they were suddenly facing harsh economic reality alone. According to people close to the situation, this is when BAYZOO made the calculated decision to return to Chicago and re-enter street operations. Word is, he started moving weed again purely to generate income, to pay bills, to simply survive day to day. Now some people might question, why didn't he just secure conventional employment? But fam, you got to understand the brutal reality. When you're a known figure from THF, when you carry that street reputation, when you've lived that life for years, securing traditional employment isn't realistic. And even if he pursued it, what company's hiring someone with his documented background? So he returned to what he knew, moving product, generating money through street economy. But here's the critical danger. When you exit the streets and then return later, you're exponentially more vulnerable than before. Your enemies haven't forgotten you. They recognize you're not as protected as you once were. They view you as a prime target, especially if they sense you're operating without your previous level of security. That's what happened at that junkyard. BAYZOO was there picking up car parts, whether for personal use or business. He brought 2 other people with him, likely for security purposes. But someone knew his location. Someone was actively surveilling him. Someone was patiently waiting for exactly this opportunity to strike. Why it happened. So now everybody's demanding answers. Why did this happen?
Listen, look at these content. I don't even know what this fucking this guy is.
The first
look at everything he know.
Is that this was a drug transaction that turned deadly. If BAYZOO was back actively moving weight, maybe he was at that junkyard conducting a meeting for business. Maybe it was supposed to be a straightforward transaction, but the other party had lethal intentions from the start. Maybe they planned to rob him. Maybe there was a financial dispute that escalated. Drug deals turning violent is one of the most common causes of death in Chicago. So superficially, this theory has merit. But here's what doesn't compute. Why would someone deploy a Draco firing 7.62 rounds for a simple robbery? That level of devastating firepower suggests this transcended stealing product or cash. That type of weaponry indicates something deeply personal, something meticulously planned. The second theory, and this is gaining the most traction throughout the Chicago drill community, is that this was direct retaliation for DMG Lil Scoom's death. See, last month, rapper DMG Lil Scoom was killed in Chicago. He was well connected. He was building momentum in the scene. And when he died, numerous people from his circle immediately started pointing accusations at THF members. We're talking about explicit social media posts, subliminal disses in songs, people from the streets openly claiming they knew who was responsible, and heavy suspicion focused directly on THF 46. Now, I can't verify if THF was actually involved in Lil Scoom's murder, but the perception
Yeah, I believe that
throughout the
too, bro.
streets was that they orchestrated it. And in Chicago, street politics, perception might as well be
Well, I was
documented fact.
buffering.
So
That's
the
how I
prevailing
get, bro. It
theory
ain't
goes like
buffering on my
this.
end.
DMG Lil Scoom's people had been strategically plotting on THF members since September. They'd been watching movements, waiting patiently for the perfect opportunity. And when they discovered BAYZOO was back in Chicago, when they learned he was operating in the streets again, when they recognized he was vulnerable without OTF's full protection, they executed their plan. This theory explains the excessive violence. This wasn't random street crime. This was a calculated execution, a message being broadcast to THF, a score being brutally settled. That's why they came equipped with that Draco. That's why they hit him 3 times, ensuring the job was completed. The timing supports this theory too. It's only been roughly a month since DMG Lil Scoom died and tensions were still critically high. If this theory holds truth, then BAYZOO died over beef that potentially had nothing to do with his personal actions. He got targeted because he represented THF, because his name carried significant weight, because killing him would send a devastating message to his entire organization. That's the cruel reality of Chicago street politics. Sometimes you die for situations you weren't even directly involved in. How Lil Durk is processing this. Now let's examine what Lil Durk is probably experiencing emotionally right now, confined to that federal holding cell, processing the death of one of his closest friends. First, there's overwhelming guilt consuming him. Even though Durk didn't pull any trigger, even though he was incarcerated when it happened, he's undoubtedly blaming himself. Why? Because if he hadn't gotten arrested, if OTF money was still flowing properly, BAYZOO wouldn't have needed to return to Chicago selling product. He wouldn't have been at that junkyard. He wouldn't have been exposed and vulnerable. In Durk's mind, his arrest directly created the circumstances that got BAYZOO killed. That type of guilt is psychologically crushing, fam. That type of self-blame can permanently break someone's spirit. Second, there's the suffocating isolation. Durk can't properly mourn his friend's death. He can't attend the funeral to pay final respects. He can't be physically present for Duty Low or the rest of THF during this trauma. He can't even post a public tribute on his own social media platforms. He's completely severed from the people and community he's been deeply connected to his entire existence. All he can do is sit in that cold cell and replay memories, remember all the times they shared, think about all the future plans they made that will never materialize now. Third, there's the devastating realization of exactly how much he's lost. It's not just BAYZOO, it's King Von, who died in 2020. It's other homies who've been killed over the years. It's his freedom. It's his empire. It's literally everything he sacrificed and worked for. And compounding all that loss, he's watching his rapper friends completely switch up on him now that he's facing serious federal charges. That's the harsh truth people rarely discuss openly. When you're on top, everybody claims loyalty. But when you fall, when you catch a major case, when the feds start investigating, most people disappear immediately. The same rappers who were constantly posting pictures with Durk, who were proudly claiming OTF affiliation, who were directly benefiting from his cosigns and industry connections. A significant number of them have gone completely silent now. They don't want that association anymore. They don't want federal agents examining their relationships with him. So Durk's sitting there having this brutal revelation about who's genuinely loyal versus who was just exploiting the benefits. And the ones who were authentically loyal, like BAYZOO, they're dying in these streets while Dirk's powerless to protect them anymore. The bigger picture. Yo, let's zoom out and examine what's really unfolding here. This transcends just one person's death. This is about the perpetual cycle of violence, loyalty, and consequences that's been systematically destroying Chicago for decades. Lil Durk built his entire empire on the foundation of loyalty. OTF was supposed to represent family, a brotherhood where everybody protected each other. And while Durk was winning commercially, while he controlled money and resources, he could genuinely protect his people. He could keep them away from street activity. He could provide opportunities that didn't require violence or illegal activity. But the instant he got arrested, the moment that money stopped flowing, everybody immediately reverted to survival mode. And survival mode in Chicago typically means returning to street operations. It means taking risks you'd normally avoid. It means becoming vulnerable to enemies who never forgot about your existence. THF BAYZOO died because he was trying to survive after the OTF money completely dried up. He converted to Islam. He was actively working to transform his life. He was genuinely trying to be better. But when you've got bills demanding payment and zero legal income, sometimes you feel like you have absolutely no choice except returning to what you know. And that's the inescapable trap, fam. The streets never truly release you. Even if you exit, even if you achieve some success, the instant that success vanishes, you're immediately back where you started. And returning is frequently more dangerous than never leaving, because now you're a significantly bigger target with more enemies watching. For Lil Durk specifically, this is his absolute worst nightmare manifesting in reality. He's fighting for his life in federal court, facing the genuine possibility of never experiencing freedom again, and while he's locked up, his day one homies are dying in the same streets he spent his whole career trying to help people escape from. The reality of loyalty. Let me keep it 100 about loyalty in this street life. BAYZOO's loyalty to Lil Durk and OTF was beyond question. When Durk got arrested on those murder-for-hire charges, when everybody else was distancing themselves, BAYZOO stood firm. He posted "Free Durk" when it wasn't safe to do so. He represented OTF until the very end. And what did that unwavering loyalty get him? It got him killed in a junkyard. Lil Durk couldn't protect BAYZOO because he was locked up. The OTF money that could have kept BAYZOO out of Chicago was gone. The empire that was supposed to take care of the family collapsed overnight. So what was all that loyalty for if the system could dismantle it in one day? The streets will tell you that loyalty is everything, that real, recognize real. But they won't tell you that loyalty might mean your mama planning your funeral before you turn 35. For Lil Durk, the loss of THF BAYZOO is another brutal reminder of how much he's lost. King Von, his best friend, killed in 2020. His blood brother killed in 2021, and other homies dead over the years. His freedom potentially gone forever. His empire in ruins. His day ones dying while he sits in a cell, powerless to help them. Will THF retaliate for BAYZOO's death? Will this trigger another round of violence? Based on Chicago's history, we already know the answer. And that's the heartbreaking part. The real question is, when does it stop? When do people decide that loyalty to the streets isn't worth dying for?
Dang. I ain't gonna lie, that shit hit me, y'all. That BAYZOO shit, bro. That shit different, bro. That shit sad. That shit sad as shit, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. That shit sad, man. I can't even bullshit you, man. You know what I mean? Like that shit sad. Like it's just like a sad week for like hip hop. It's like a sad week for the culture. You know what I'm saying? With the food stamp shit. Just like everything just going crazy with the culture. Like it's just crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Like it make me want to listen to Follow Me. You know what I mean? If I wouldn't get no goddamn Stripe, I would do it. But let's get into this, man. Oh, I gotta get into no, I want to hear this. We back to the Julio shit.
Whether you're a professional or
and listen, man, hit that notification button. Thanks for the gift, man. Hit that notification. Fuck no, I'm not a girl. It's almost troll time. No, I'm not a female. I don't even feel like arguing tonight. No, I'm not a female. Please do not ask me that again. No, I'm not a female. If you want to find out, I got a phone number for you. She's waiting to answer the call, and we just handle our business. if the price is right. Okay, we back to the Julio Foolio trial. Before we get into NBA.
Yeah, morning. It's Detective Richard Nieder.
Where are you employed?
Jacksonville Sheriff's Office.
How long have you been with JSO?
9 years.
We on a Julio Foolio top. We just got off BAYZOO. We was on Julio Foolio earlier.
What
just dropped. He's telling Julio Foolio dirty secrets with the gang.
Prior to that, I was assigned to a community crime response team. It's a violent crime task force that patrols the city. And prior to that, I rode the east side patrol, which would be like the east side of downtown Jacksonville.
Did you have the opportunity when you were actually a patrol officer in advance of that to patrol different neighborhoods in Jacksonville?
Yes, ma'am.
And what neighborhoods were those, if you recall?
The main neighborhoods would have been out east and Springfield.
When you say out east, what does that mean to a layperson not from Jacksonville?
So the out east area of Jacksonville is well known for its gang territory for the gang 1200 out east.
And so did you become familiar with that area out east of 1200?
Yes, ma'am.
Does that title 1200 and out east, does it relate to or refer to an area where the people live?
Yes, ma'am.
Does it also refer to a moniker for their gang association?
Yes.
If someone from out east was a member of 1200, is that a fair or accurate representation of their membership?
Yes.
In addition to patrolling some of these areas, now that you've become a gang detective, what do your day-to-day duties or activities look like in that role?
So our day-to-day duties is we monitor the gang and the members along with their associates. We also purge them if they no longer meet Florida state statutes. That is simply like undocumenting them, where the status of the gang member is no longer on them through NCIC and FCIC records. We also conduct custom notifications. This is where we take community outreach and influential people in the community out to troubled youth and at-risk adults' homes and offer them a way out.
When you were mentioning that you document or undocument members, tell me about that process. You said you document based on statute. What is that statute?
Yes, ma'am. It's 874.
And what do you do?
Go ahead.
What is it that you're following as a guide in order to document a gang member?
There's 11 of the criteria that's laid out in the statute. Some of them are like admits to criminal gang membership, physical evidence, tattoos, style of dress. They associate with one or more non-criminal gang members. They're in the presence of, like with them in traffic stops and stuff like that. Their parents or guardian can say that they're a part of a gang. And there's probably a couple more.
As it relates to documenting a gang member, is there a different process for essentially seeing if a person meets the criteria to be a gang member versus being a gang associate?
Yes, ma'am. To become a gang member, you have to meet 2 or more of the 11 criteria outlined in 874. And to be an associate, you just have to meet one of the criteria.
And you indicated that criteria includes admitting your membership or role in that gang.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it frequent that during the course of your investigations, gang members or their associates will admit to such, that they're involved in a gang or that they are members?
Yes, ma'am.
Do your duties also include undocumenting gang members?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
And tell us a little bit more about that process. I don't know that the jury understands what FCIC is. What is that?
Yes, so NCIC is a national database, and FCIC is a Florida database. Whenever you run somebody's driver's license or run a person in those databases, it will come up and show you that they are a documented gang member within the state of Florida, and it'll tell you the gang that they're documented under.
Why would there be an undocumenting of a gang member? How does that happen?
They no longer meet Florida state statutes.
And do you continue, is it an ongoing process with either documenting or undocumenting?
Yes, ma'am. We investigate them, and they continue the status within the gang. We continue to document them.
Did you and the members of your gang unit attend any particularized training as it relates to gang investigations?
Julio Foolio, man. This is they get his dirty secrets. I'm gonna get through this.
I'm going to.
I'm gonna get straight through this. You know, man.
So I asked him the proper predicate
He's saying this detective that's on the stand in the Julio
based on
Foolio
previous
trial
training and experience that you
is basically saying that, you know, he got some dirty secrets, and I'm just trying to unfold it. And we'll get to Chauncey Billups and the NBA gambling scheme before we wrap up here. But hey, listen, please hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment. Tomorrow at 6 p.m., be sure that you check out my uploaded interview, No Signal, Baltimore city producer that's produced some of the biggest artists in Baltimore. Now, let me get to this. Some of the biggest artists in Baltimore you guys might know about or you don't, but we from Baltimore and we fuck with our people and we rides with our kind. We might not get along, but I promise we might fight amongst each other, but I promise you this, we burn this bitch down to get his piss to live and die in Baltimore. And Baltimore, the DMV is our cousins. You get them? So I'm from Baltimore, Maryland, and the DMV is DC, Maryland, and Virginia. But, you know, they're our cousins, man. Sometimes we don't get along, but shout out to the DMV and definitely Baltimore City, Northwest Baltimore to be exact. East Baltimore stand up, West Baltimore stand up, South Baltimore stand up, North Baltimore stand up, Baltimore County stand up, man. I'm just so Baltimore, baby. Shout out to RVS, man. RV, man. The Back Blocks, Woodland, man. The Cold Spring, man. Libby Heights and Garrison, man. Forest Park and Erndale, man. Fairview and Chelsea, man. Bang it back down to the Noya, a.k.a. Midway. Shout out to P-Mount, Fairfax Boys, man. You know what I'm saying? Oakfield, man. Chelsea and Norfolk, man. CNC, man. The 38. You know what it is, bro. Shout out to Bell and Garrison, man. The Ridgewood Boys, man. Everybody out that bloody Boulevard. You know what's happening? You know what's happening? Baltimore City, stand up. You know what's happening? You know what I mean? Shout out to the whole city, man. But I just gotta always represent my set. You get what I'm saying? That's Northwest Baltimore, man. That's from the heights to the heights, from Park Heights to Liberty Heights, the Ricestown, the Forest Park, and Erndale, man. You know what I mean? The 39 to the 4600 block. You know what I'm saying? That's how I do it. You know what I'm saying? But please hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment. Cuz, oh, what's happening, man? You already know I love you, big cuz. I can't believe you've been home this long, man, and you ain't get with your little cousin. I mean, I know I'm a grown man and all that. You know what I'm saying? I'm over 40 down and all that, because, but goddamn, cuz you didn't give a nigga a hug, man. Let a nigga see you, see what type of man you is now. You see what type of man I am. You know what I'm saying? That's that love. You know what I'm saying? I got that English, that Whitfield, that Peterson blood in me, man. That's just my bloodline. You know what I'm saying? If I want to know what's up with me, I'm a Whitfield in the English. Definitely. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. Yeah, I mean, you got to get up on me, wrong. You can't do that, cuz. Like, you seen everybody. I remember you first came home, nigga. I hunted you down. Been begging to see my big cousin. They link up with my big cousin, just chop it up. You know what I'm saying? Maybe drop a thug tear just to tell you what's up with your little cousin. Man, you went away in 93, 94, cuz. But you been home 3 years now? You been home about 3 years now. I know you ain't been home more than 5. And I know you been home a little bit more than 3. You know what I'm saying? I know you ain't been gone longer than 5. That's my cousin right there, man. Tyrone Peterson, 1970. That nigga 9 years older than me. You heard me? That nigga ain't joke with me. I love my big cousin, man. Like, cause one thing about it, man, like, I'm not never ever afraid to say it, man. I come from the slums, man, and you know, my people wasn't the richest people, and my people wasn't the poorest people. My people definitely poor, you know what I mean? But some of my people just made something out of nothing, man. Shout out to my Uncle Tars and Aunt Reese, Aunt Luann, Granddaddy, you know what I'm saying? Everybody that made something out of something, but my cousins and them, you know, they made a name for themselves. It might have been the wrong thing, but that was a name that secured our family. You know what I mean? Damn, I ain't know, cuz you came home in 09. I thought you went back in. You know what I mean? I thought you went back in, cuz. My bad, cuz. Thought you went back in, cuz. I was locked up in 09, cuz. See, I got 2 cousins with the same name, so I don't know which one it is. But whatever it is they brothers. I got 2 cousins that's brothers. Oh, yeah, that's it. That's it. So, man, that ain't wrong then. It's one of my cousins, bro. Yeah, you know what I mean? Tay Black brother. That ain't Tay Black brother then. That ain't Reese brother. They ain't my Uncle Steve's son. You know what I mean? It might be the wrong Tyrone, man. I don't know, man, but it's fine. What Tyrone this is? Cause I got two cousins, Tyrone Peterson, bro, Tyrone Jackson, bro. Like I got two cousins, yo, named Tyrone. But you confusing me now, cuz. But I just know that's my cousin, Peterson. That's my family.
When you're working, when you have to.
I listen to it for my job. Yes.
Wrong, all right then, nigga.
Correct.
The fuck, nigga. I ain't know you came home in '99, cuz. Like, cuz just hit me, cuz.
When you're investigating these games.
You know what I mean,
I would
cuz?
say I understand it, so I can do my.
So you came home in '09, cuz?
Correct, and let me be more specific.
I was locked up in '09, cuz.
In your role as a detective.
I just know one of my cousins came home not too long ago, bro. Tay Black and them. I got two cousins. Rome and Tyrone Peterson. Both my big cousins, bro. My Uncle Steve's sons. That's what I do know. I'm Eunice, oldest boy, all my cousins. I lived with all my cousins and all that. I know all my cousins. All right, bet, cuz. Don't ever hide my cousin message. That's my big cousin. DM me, cuz. I love you, cuz. It's my cousins, man. Yeah. That's why I tell niggas. I tell niggas out here, I'm gonna tell you like this. I don't bother nobody. I mind my business. You know what I'm saying? I'm an honorable man. I stand on my own too. I got that Peterson bloodline, that Whitfield bloodline, that English bloodline, and that Land bloodline. That's my daddy's side and my mother's side of the family. So listen, yeah, you know, I ain't one of the ones that you gonna rock to sleep out here in Baltimore, and you don't even know my cousin. My cousin Rome and them, they like that. They like that. They like that. And then they chill, lay back, taking care of their families, getting money how they would. One thing I learned from them at a young age, my cousins ain't never buy me tennis shoes. My cousins ain't never do nothing. But one thing I learned at a young age with my family, the Whitfields and the Petersons and the Jacksons too. Don't forget about the Jacksons. Listen, we might free roaches, but never had no rats in this house. We might fight amongst each other, but I promise you this, we burn this bitch down to get us pissed. And you don't do nothing to none of us, and we don't come back. You heard me. You just don't do it. And you could do it, and you could think you could get away with it, but once the word come down the gun line, it's not gonna be good. And I could tell nigga, I ain't one of the deepest families up Park Heights. I ain't one of the deepest families up Park Heights. Real shit.
Publications on gangs either.
And I just slipped into my family moment. That's what this screaming and content about. My big cousin right here. I love him. It's my big cousin.
I don't have any other questions at this time. I don't know if you want me.
Hey, I just took a straight shot. I'm not you.
We've been swallowing their story for years. Enough. New recharge by Vimergy.
First lady in the building. Focus, equity, and trust in the sinless blood of man. Listen, I'm tipsy, right? And I got to tell y'all this. You know, this is the moment in the podcast and the content that I get to doing my story stuff. I'm gonna get back into that Julio Foolio. I'm gonna pause it, and then I'm gonna get to the Chauncey Billups and the NBA gambling thing. But I like to do this, man. One thing about my channel, it's my channel. Like, this is my crib. It's my style. It's my style of creating content. But I was talking to a good friend of mine today, right? You know what I'm saying? And one thing I start saying, you know, I'm just gonna start, you know, we's talking, you know. We're just talking, you know, and we talk about different things. And we talk about different things, me, bro. And we come to a conclusion that it's like, yo, real as shit I'm about to tell y'all. Like, I remember a time that the streets was the most dangerous place in the world, right? And the danger came from robbers, killers, and a police department. Remember that? Robbers, killers, and a police department. So just say it's a Tuesday, a Wednesday. Police department, they on somebody else. The robbers, they on somebody else. And the killers on somebody else. That equals a good day on the block. Spades playing, sales coming through. It ain't hot. Dudes ain't arguing because it ain't slow. I remember those times, bro, was like some of the best times. Y'all remember the movie Set It Off? And y'all remember they was on the rooftop smoking and just talking? That's how some days in the hood used to be, bro. It just was like some of the best days. Then it came some of the most horrible days. Some of the days you came outside fresh and dudes lose their life. Dudes lose their mother. Dudes lose their father. Dudes lose their close homeboys. Dudes lose their brothers. Dudes lose their baby mothers. Dudes lose their children. That's what go on in the ghetto, to gun violence or to incarceration or to drugs. They the three things, bro. They the three things, bro, that I tell you that take you away from the hood. The hood, you get locked up, you get murdered, or you into a vicious state of drug use. Bro, they the things that take you out the ghetto, bro. They the things that go on in the ghetto. You be like, damn. You lose homeboys every day in the ghetto. And you cry and you hurt and you ride. But nigga, when you lose your blood brother, your blood sister, your daddy, your mother, your aunt, your uncle, when you lose somebody in your family to the violence, the drugs, or prison, man, that shit hit different. And I tell dudes every day, you know what the most fucked upest thing about living in the ghetto and growing up in the ghetto? That you gotta say dumb shit like niggas get locked up every day, because that's true. Niggas get killed every day, that's true. People get high every day, true. People have meltdowns every day, true. But we got to do what we got to do, true. God damn, that's a hard way to come up, my nigga. That's a hard way to come up. To have a car, to have an apartment, to take care of your girlfriend, to help mama out, to bail niggas out, to bury niggas, to get high, to look fly. The consequences is death, jail, falling victim to the drugs, or making some money. We all make money. Crackheads make a lot of money. A lot of hustlers, we make it look good because we don't abuse the drugs. But trust me, if it wasn't for them crackheads and them dope fiends back in the 1900s and the early 2000s, nigga, there'd have been a lot of starving kids. Fuck cutting food stamps off. Imagine if that trap wasn't wide open. Imagine if criminal activity wasn't alive in the urban community. Some people did burglaries and made a killing. Some people took hits and made a killing. Some people boost and make a killing. Some people sell dope, coke, weed, methamphetamine, ecstasy, perks, and make a killing. You hear me? Some people burn cells and make a killing. Some people middleman and make a killing. All this shit go on in the underground world to make some money. When you wake up in the morning, you got to make some money in the ghetto. That's what a person's status depends on salary. But the consequences that the black man risks, because the Italian man risks it, the Hispanic man risks it, the Vietnamese man risks it, the Chinese man risks it, the Japanese man risks it, every man risks their freedom for something. And it all is the cause of, we all say the same thing. Also, my family is to do better. Yeah, that's true. But the consequences that come with it. Imagine somebody say, hey, I'm gonna hire you for this job. You could die, you could go to jail, you can end up hooked on drugs, or you could be successful. But these three things are the options that comes with if you step into this job. Niggas be like, hell no, man. Niggas tell me I'm gonna go to jail, get killed, get high. Man, hell no, I don't want that money. But shit, millions of us signed up for it, and millions of us was victim to it. You know what I'm saying? That's just the harsh reality of it, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't glorify it at all, but I'm just one of them people that I never thought that I will live or be free to say what I'm saying now, but it's like, yo, I'm glad I'm far-fetched from that shit. You get what I'm saying? And it's still temptations that cross your mind because you've been doing this shit or been involved in this shit since a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, I swear, bro, like Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, L.B. Shaw, LL Cool J, Run DMC, Wu-Tang Clan, you know what I'm saying? Obama, Jesse Jackson, Ronald Reagan, none of them motherfuckers ever came to my hood and told us it was gonna be all right. Big Meech, Young Jeezy, none of them motherfuckers, yo, got anybody that you like never came to my hood and told me that it was gonna be all right. You understand what I'm saying? You get my drift? Like, you know what I'm saying? The people that we see on TV and glorify and the people that we mimic when we go shopping and buy cars and buy jewelry, I don't see them in my hood. You know what I'm saying? But the dudes that was having the things that you seen on TV or seeing those people that I just named having, you seen those people in the hood have it. It's nothing. Nothing. Maybe $1 billion, but I don't know what a nigga got in this stage, but it's nothing that I haven't seen a black man from the ghetto accomplish that I didn't see on TV outside of having hundreds of millions of dollars and billions. Like far as saying Rolls Royces, Bentleys, Lamborghinis, Ferraris, just cause the name. Nigga owning a bunch of properties, niggas owning businesses, niggas wearing everything, every watch you can see. Just for what we know, I seen it. I seen it done off of drug money. I seen it done off of halal money. I seen it both ways. I seen niggas do it the right way and shine. I seen niggas do it the wrong way and shine. You get what I'm saying? But I seen it. You know what I mean? What I seen on TV, I seen black men accomplish it because I grew up in a neighborhood of, I didn't grow up in a minority neighborhood. I grew up in a black neighborhood. So I seen black man accomplish the unthinkable. I seen a black man turn $1 into $1 million. You know what I'm saying? For real. I seen it. You know what I'm saying? I try to follow the blueprint, but when you try to follow the blueprint, many people fall following the blueprint. The blueprint, you know, dude can draw the blueprint out for you, but he missed that flood right here. He missed that snowstorm. It wasn't snowing yet. He was able to get past it. Then it starts snowing. You might run into all the hurdles and the bumps. You know what I mean? Every street nigga, just because a nigga show you how to get it, don't mean you're going to get it that way. You know what I'm saying? Don't mean that money is a real thing, bro. Like, once you learn what money is, and once you learn how to use money, money will work in your favor. A lot of us gotta have money, lose money, have money, lose money, have money, lose money to appreciate money. And that's my dad used to always say, rest in peace, Bo. You know, my daddy always would say, experience the best teacher. And a lot of us fuck up a lot of money before we get a grip on it. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we are dead anyway one day because he who fears death is in denial. He who fears death is in denial. You're not guaranteed $1 million. You're not guaranteed a baby. You're not guaranteed a house. You're not guaranteed a car. Everything I just named, you got to work for. But one day, you know your number going to be called. Straight up. Straight up. One day, you know that you, like a woman knowing her stomach and she about to have labor, alhamdulillah. But inshallah, she hope that baby comes out alive. When that baby comes out alive, that's a future. She hopes that the doctor say that he's 100% right. Sometimes babies come out with heart murmurs. Sometimes babies come out premature. Sometimes baby come out autistic. You know what I'm saying? Mentally, babies come out different ways. But the average queen, the mother of the earth, wishes the baby come out correct. That's what we wish in the streets. We wish we get $1 million. We wish, but it's a possibility. It's a possibility that something can go wrong because you got women that did perfect births, ate and did everything. Kids come out wrong. You got women that did all the fucked up shit. Kids come out perfect. You know what I mean? You can't second guess God or test God's chance, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's all I'm saying to you. You get what I'm saying? I'm just a reality person. Hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment, purchase a hoodie. If you don't even want to purchase a hoodie, man, purchase one of my stickers. Me and my girl, mind your business when it comes to us. But other than that, we about to get back into production. And the first thing we about to do is we about to create like 20 pieces. And the crazy part about the 20 pieces we about to create, we're about to learn. We're about to show you the pieces that we're going to create on one of these late night or morning episodes, and we're going to learn. She's going to wear 10 of them because we're just going out. We're going to get nice, authentic pieces. Going to rip the tags off them, and we're going to put these fucking hoodies, these sweaters, and these shirts together. And we're going to come back outside of the Raw Dope merch that you can purchase on YouTube somewhere. In the description right here, you can purchase my merch. If you do not purchase a sticker, it's like $2.99. But we about to make a lot of one-on-one pieces. And if you know anything about Raw Dope merch, we always love to make one-on-one pieces. We do not make pieces the same way. So we going back to that. So and we going to charge for that. And we not going to make so many pieces because we're going to try to make the pieces around our size. So if you don't buy them, we paid the money to make the pieces, so we'll wear the pieces. And when people see us with the pieces, we'll tell them we can make you a piece for $300-$400, but that your piece is not going to look like this piece, but your piece is not going to look like nobody else's piece. Man. Now, man, that's how I think. But let's get back to this. Matter of fact, I don't want to get back into that. I'm going to cover the full Julio Foolio trial for the first defendant that has been presumed innocent and to presume guilty. But and what my rules is always going to be this. We from the ghetto and we are guilty until proven innocent. The fuck? I got to sound like the sisters in the hood. The fuck? Fuck you mean? Ask how many homeboys and homegirls I had to pay off lawyers. And they was talking crazy till they made them pay them lawyers off and made them go to trial. Baby daddy and baby mama, auntie, uncle, mama, daddy came home. We ain't playing like that. You know what I mean? Look at that. She looks like my daughter. I fear to God that my daughter don't get in no shit like this.
Trainings or
Look at this little
conferences
girl.
on gangs when you're receiving those presentations, are they related
Hit that
to the
notification,
bigger
bro,
gangs
man. I'm
or
trying to get to
following
20 likes. I just hit you and your Facebook page
Are
had
these programs
5,000 dope
nationally
park. Hold up,
recognized,
cuz. I'm going right to it
presented
right
at
now,
agencies
cuz. I
across
ain't
the
doing no
nation?
plan.
Yes, ma'am.
As it
Man,
relates
because
to
y'all
your
niggas is,
specific
I know my
publication
cousins.
or
They ain't
publicizing
tripping.
of the information that you collect
My
in your day-to-day
cousins.
duties, do you or any members of your unit make it a
Well, then,
regular
nigga, your
practice
brother
to
came home then,
publicize
nigga. Y'all
or
niggas playing.
publish
Cuz you not in here,
based on the
cuz.
tactics that you use to
You can
make
see
arrests
right here,
and develop
cuz.
cases of
It's one of your cousins right there, Tasha Peterson.
would
See
that
that?
be harmful to your case or investigation to
You
do
not me, cuz. You not in
as
there,
it relates
cuz.
to your attending these
Wrong,
conferences,
you
are
not
those
in there.
mechanisms of continuing legal education for
Request.
techniques in tracking gangs?
Yes.
As it relates
Yeah,
to
I
your
don't do
city
the request,
conferences, do
cuz.
you obtain information as it relates to
Cuz you
new
ain't in here,
technology,
cuz. Facebook,
new
Instagram.
tactics? Pardon me?
Hold up, cuz. My face out
Do
there ain't
you
no working
obtain
lately.
information as it relates to new technology or new tactics that are being
Cuz.
seen across
You
the
ain't
nation
in
with
here,
other agencies?
cuz. One request,
Are you
cuz.
attending those conferences for
Oh,
the
yeah,
purpose
yeah.
of
I
learning
see you,
information
cuz.
about the gangs in Jacksonville specifically?
No, we attend those conferences to try to become better detectives in the investigations that we conduct in Jacksonville.
As it relates to the gangs in the Jacksonville area, do you and essentially the active members of that gang believe that you have the most knowledge about the ATK gang?
Yes, ma'am.
As it relates to the other members of your unit, do you work with them or alongside of them when you're investigating ATK related crimes?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the point of contact if an ATK gang member or associate is believed to have been involved in any crime in Jacksonville?
Yes, ma'am.
Would that be the same for all other detectives in their assigned gangs?
Yes, it would.
As it relates to the other assigned gangs, specifically related to this case of 1200, ATK, and 6 Block as a total, are you all required to still be familiar with the other gangs despite your assignment to one specific group?
Yes, ma'am. We have to have general knowledge of all of the gangs in Jacksonville. Just when if something was to happen and I was the one that was up and available,
Peterson or Jackson.
General knowledge to give the intelligence to other investigating detectives about what occurred.
And when you say if you were the one that was up, are you actively on call as a member of the gang unit?
Yes, ma'am, all the time.
Do each of the detectives in that unit hold the same responsibility?
Yes, ma'am.
If called to a scene, are they required to understand the neighborhood?
I did it,
the
cuz. I
rights
text you
involved,
back,
etc.?
cuz.
Yes, ma'am.
If
I
there
ain't my
are
fool,
facts
baby.
that need developed as it relates to
Can't.
ATK 1200
You
or
going to
6
sleep?
block, are the
I
members
got
of
you in
your
the.
gang
I got
unit
you in the
called to
frenzy.
respond?
Yes, ma'am.
I really
And
got
how
you.
much of your
You
workday
is.
day to day is
Oh.
dedicated to working gang
I gotta eat
cases?
this shit.
All day. That's we only deal with gangs.
And you develop that knowledge, you indicated
is-
before, by doing what on a
And
day-to-day
y'all
basis?
know I'm fat, right?
Just investigating them.
This is healthy.
social
This is
media,
not
through
nothing
music
out.
videos, and other means.
By other means, without telling me what is said, do you also interview the members of those groups?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you interview the
Turkey,
family
man.
members of those groups?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there another individual that you can think of that has more particularized knowledge about the Jacksonville gangs than yourself and your associates as it relates to the gangs?
Sustain the objection.
Do you commit your job day to day to working up not
But you wanna move to
only the
Jacksonville?
information about the gangs in Jacksonville as a
You
whole,
move to
but
Jacksonville,
the ATK?
Florida?
Yes.
Your Honor, at this time, I
Look.
tender the witness.
Look.
Okay, well, the witness has already been tendered. So
Yeah.
the question that was left on the table was, what does
The
ATK
beach.
stand for?
Everything.
Well, the objection
I
at this point.
No, Jacksonville really, really nice. Let me tell you.
We don't tender as
I gotta
experts
tell you.
anymore. We
When I went to spring break with SUNY Albany, you hear me? You hear me? When I went spring break to SUNY Albany, and we caught the bus from upstate New York to Daytona, we stopped in Jacksonville, and outside of these idiots in a small part of Jacksonville, Jacksonville's a retirement state and a lot of opportunities in Jacksonville, Florida. And it's right on the line of Georgia. So Jacksonville's not too far from Atlanta, maybe like going from here to New York. And then it's like Jacksonville's a cool spot. Then it's Miami right there. I think Florida's a wonderful place to live. And Florida's definitely a great place to buy a vacation home. Florida just not nothing to play with if you think you ain't got your shit together. They hurt you down there. Hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment. I just hit you back, cuz, on
to
Instagram.
go forward or not. And so after the voir dire,
I'm putting this macaroni and cheese in me.
I'm gonna allow the question.
Huh? You want some? Yeah.
All right.
During your course of your time as a gang detective, did you develop information as it relates to what ATK stands for?
Yes, ma'am.
And
My big girl gotta eat.
To develop the potential members of that group in your time working
Ski.
with the gang?
My big girl gotta eat. She is choking over the food right now, y'all. Ski. My big girl gotta eat. I'ma feed my. If I don't do nothing, I'ma feed my girl. Come on, I need 20 likes. Clear, yo, like my video. Y'all don't buy my merch. Y'all don't buy shit from me. Y'all gotta start selling shit in the garage. Dude, it's not the garage. What is it? I'm so used to being in the garage. Go ahead, baby. You can have the rest. You want something to drink too? You want something cold or some ice water right here? All right, Peterson, I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you. Boy, I heard the story because your brother told me the story. And we're not gonna get into that, cuz. But your brother told me the story. Yeah. Now I got no both for y'all motherfuckers. My cousins on here, man. I got two cousins named Romo. They brothers and they yacking. You hear me? I got two my Uncle Steve's sons. I got two cousins named Tyrone. They my Uncle Steve's sons. I used to be with them niggas when I was little. You know, I used to be with them niggas when I was little. Really did. They my niggas, and they used to fuck me and Ike up. Me and Ike was they prized possession. Both of my cousins Tyrone used to crush me and my cousin Ike. And Daniel. Do you remember Daniel, cuz? Like, y'all used to, me and Ike, y'all niggas used to do something to us, bro. Y'all niggas were special. Hey, Ron. Remember? My mother tell you this, Ron. Nigga, I used to live with y'all. You don't even remember that. Boy, you don't even remember that. I used to live with y'all for a summer. Aunt Jackie shit. Boy, don't ever play with me, boy. Don't play with me, boy. I know, nigga. I got that history in me. Aunt Jackie shit. I used to live with y'all. Yeah, Tay Black, Crystal, Maurice. Yeah, cuz. Come on, cuz. Baby, what it like that? Come on, cuz. That's my cousin right there, baby. Tyrone Peterson. Right there. That's my big cousin, man. He talking about, well, we been breaking up. That's why we get started. Stop playing. Don't play with my cousins.
As it relates to
I don't even play about them. You know I don't play about my older cousins. I really take that personal. I don't play about my OG cousins. I don't do that.
Aces Top
I wasn't
Killers,
raised like
is
that.
there a meaning behind that? What does that mean, or what does that relate to?
No, for real, baby. I don't play about my OG cousins. You know that. Robert, Keisha, Rome, and them niggas. I don't play about them, yo. You know I don't. Don't disrespect them. Don't play with them or none of that.
Based on my experience, he's the most influential.
I wouldn't let them carry me though, like I'm a cool if they was in it. What I ain't into.
Are you
but
familiar with the
I don't
drill
play
rap
with them.
scene as it relates to each of these groups?
Yes.
This is Julio, man. Y'all tapped in with RDP. Nigga said you are. Look, baby, go on this shit. Nigga say you're a beautiful lady.
Is the scene something that you follow
Look,
closely day to day?
This faggot on.
Where
I
are
said the
the
wrong
music
thing.
videos that are created by these groups posted?
They're posted on.
Get him out of there for me. The last one.
What social media accounts
I'm
are
a beautiful
included in
lady.
the accounts that are
We get a royalty for everything.
to?
Thank you. Thank you, man. Get him out of there. He said, LOL. Bye bye.
They go out on Instagram and sometimes they go on X, which is formerly known as.
Yo, man, I gotta help you.
As it relates to ATK
'Cause you high.
specifically, Aces Top Killers
Time out,
with a base
24
of
hours.
Ace. Is
That's
he the
it.
most
I
influential,
never gotta
most
see him
followed
again.
person from that group?
Yes.
How is it that you're able to determine that he then becomes the most prominent member? What are you observing to make that determination?
It seems that based on the investigation was that everybody seems to follow him where he's at. There's usually a bunch of people. He has the most followers.
speculation. Go ahead.
He has the most followers on social media on his accounts, and he gets the most views on his videos on YouTube.
Now, multiple members from these groups post or have music careers, right?
Yes, ma'am.
How is it that you're able to determine a view count or a popularity count when you're looking at these YouTube videos or videos posted to YouTube?
On YouTube, when you watch the video, it'll tell you how many people have viewed it below the video.
And are those videos something open to the public and viewable to the public?
Yes, ma'am.
How about the social media profiles of the members of ATK?
Most of them are public. There's some of them who have private profiles, but for this right now, Ace's profile is public.
As it relates to 6 Block, do you do the same thing? Despite not being directly assigned to that group, are you following that group closely?
I do follow them, but not as close as other members of our unit.
Specifically, do you know who the members of 6 Block are?
Not all of them, but I could name off a few of them.
By a few, what's that number?
Maybe like 3 to 5.
Okay. And have you had an opportunity to meet with and discuss the developments that the person that is assigned to the 6 Block group would have had in his investigations?
Yes, ma'am.
What is the name of that individual that's assigned to 6 Block?
His name is Detective McCullough.
As it relates to 1200 and that group, who is assigned to 1200?
Detective Griffin.
Day to day when there are developments, so say that a crime is reported, do you all work independently or together in order to ascertain what the issues are currently between the groups?
We would work together.
In ultimately identifying the members of ATK as it relates to this case as, or the relevant members of this case, were you consulted by Detective Meter in
Hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment, man. Your pretty fat boy is in the building. I'm shining. Hit that notification button, that subscribe button. I'm so excited. I cannot get, I promise y'all, I'm going to cover the Julio Foolio first murder case trial. I am. Y'all listening to this, and then I know I have some loyal fans, but listen, man, I got some surprises for y'all. Everybody that been down with Raw Dope Podcast all through the year. This is the fourth quarter, and I promise to deliver. I promise to deliver. Even if I get dry in the top of next year, I promise to deliver. So right now, y'all go to my channel. You see the shorts. I'm putting out that No Signal interview dropping at 6 p.m. tomorrow. Then Thursday, before Thursday night football. Man, I'm dropping the Welcome to Baltimore. I'm talking NASG Chaz. I'm talking YG Tech. I'm talking about DJ Lolo. I'm talking about Biker Boy Pud. I'm talking about Nook. I'm talking about fucking Tech. I'm talking about Ty. I'm talking about everybody. Pool parties from the mansion. Any events I've been, we clog it together and we bringing you Welcome to Baltimore. Skrilla Baby on that joint. Cannon on that joint. I mean, excuse me. Yeah, Cannon on that joint. DJ Cannon on that joint. We go bananas on that joint. Welcome to Baltimore, man. And then I have another documentary that's dropping this year. I got it for Baltimore City. Yeah, that's why it's called Raw Dope, man. The Fentanyl edition. I like fentanyl. I like fentanyl, you stupid, ignorant fool. That's the only thing you can smell, bro. That's all you can smell is fentanyl. Put it on there. You're helping me out. Hit the like. Give me 21 likes while you put you like fentanyl. I love the engagement. Thank you, troll. It's 12:12, Candace. For between the hours of 12 o'clock all the way to maybe 1:30, that's a 90 minutes excessive trolling. That's this guy. Don't take him out. Don't do it. Don't delete him. Let him do it because he's giving me algorithm. Thank you, bro. You like fentanyl. You like fentanyl. You like fentanyl. You like fentanyl. Bankhead 9657, mama and papa, they do fentanyl. He is uneducated and the only thing he can spell is fentanyl because it's not too far from the word Tylenol. All you gotta do is add a F-E in like your bitch ass went to Finney, but you never shop her again. Sucker ass nigga. Non-pussy ass nigga. No tennis shoe having 10 boxers ass nigga. 5 tank tops, living with your mama, baby mother put you out because you ain't had no comma. You somewhere in the south. Keep a dick all in your mouth. Police running your house, you gonna keep running your mouth. You put your hand on your spouse because you ain't got no clout. And every time you go outside, boy, your pockets got a drought. Fuck nigga. Fuck boy, bankhead 9657, cool. Now after we do this, you be the number one. Now watch this, how we do you. You know what I mean? I'm very beautiful. Yeah, I am. Come on, come holler at me. Meet me at Motel 6, 657 West Baltimore Pike. Y'all, yeah, thank you, King. Because I get all my pay. Thank you. Just wipe them all down. Just get all these fishy, because this is your troll hour. It's exclusive troll hour. It is exclusive troll hour. The trolls are out. They like wake up this time of night. Like they like, okay, we could come out. We did our police jobs today. We could just be humans and we could just come bother people. All you gotta do, I help y'all with it. I help y'all with, bro. I help y'all. That way we never see him or none of his likes again. They say, oh, I ain't say you beautiful in that way. I'm not, yeah, bro. I'm saying, what type of, no, I'm just saying, like, what type of dude address another man? If you're not a female addressing a man and saying a man beautiful, then that's cool. But you're a man playing with a man, bro. You get the shit smacked out you. I made sure because I can't limit you, sis. Man, come on, yo, you's a faggot. Yes, bro. I ain't got time for that. You know what I mean? I answer quicker than they get started. Let's get back to the Julio Foolio stuff.
Yes.
This woman gotta go to work tomorrow. I gotta get her into bed.
Have you personally, whether now in your time with the gang unit or earlier before that, responded to the incidents of violence between ATK and 1200 and 6 Block?
I have.
Now, you indicated that you worked to complete some charts with the other members of your unit with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
I am showing you now what has been marked as State's Exhibit 90A. Do you recognize the individual depicted in that photograph?
That's Charles Jones.
And I am showing you 84A through C. Please take a look and tell me if you recognize the items depicted there.
Yeah, these would be members and associates of each group, but it's not everybody. It's like a more of the prominent guys, a part of the groups, rather than everybody inside of the group.
As it relates to the image of Charles Jones, does this image fairly and accurately depict Julio Foolio, or the person you came to know as Julio Foolio?
Yes.
And as it relates to these charts, despite not being all encompassing of all of the members of 6 Block, ATK, and 1200, do they fairly and accurately represent the members or associates of those groups?
Yes.
At this time, Your Honor, the state seeks to admit State's 90.
Yes. Hold up. Look at this guy, baby. Read this to me. Read that comment to me. You grab your mic. I'm Indian, bro. I'm real full-blooded Indian, bro. Listen, no bullshit. Let me see, hold on. Let me break it down. My grandmother's father. All right, 3 generations down. My mom's was a white lady. My mom's was an Indian. Her father was full-blooded Indian. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. I know. What they say, you killing them if I read it. But I respect it. My moderator, she here. Hold up. I gotta get to this. Hold up, y'all. The bread and butter. Hold up. The bread and butter.
Opposing gangs, ATK or 1200.
Yes, ma'am.
Speaking specifically about your viewing of the music videos in these particular cases, you have an opportunity to view the music videos put out by Young and Ace in advance of your coming to the unit.
I'm sorry, can you ask that?
Before you came to the gang unit, were you aware of these drill raps in Jacksonville?
I was, just based off of my time in the community crime response unit.
Since you're having come to become a detective in the gang unit, have you studied the videos that have been released, the music videos or drill raps released by Young and Ace?
I have.
Have you studied the music videos or drill raps released by Charles Jones?
I have.
Let's speak specifically about the evidence that you previously mentioned as the charts that were created by your unit. You would look over your shoulder, please. Here I'm showing you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 84C. Do you recognize that chart?
Yes, ma'am.
Are some of the more prominent members of the ATK group depicted in this chart?
Yes.
As it relates to the members that you have discussed already, so Young and Ace, for example, can you show us where Young and Ace is in this chart?
He's on the first row, the top row, all the way to the left.
And in your time investigating ATK or studying the gang members associated with this group, did you come to learn the identities of the other people depicted here?
I have, yes.
Who is Quan or Trayvon Bullard?
Quan and Trayvon Bullard was a victim of a homicide in Jacksonville in 2018.
What about Royal Smith and Jacoby Grover?
It was a triple homicide. They all were killed in the same incident.
Where did that homicide occur?
It occurred in Duval County at an area of town we call the Town Center.
And what relationship, if any, do they have to Young and Ace?
Damn.
Young and Ace was the fourth victim in that case. He was shot as well. He did not die.
As it relates to the drill raps that you saw subsequent to that homicide and the shooting of Young and Ace, were there music videos put out by 6 Block which referenced that shooting?
There was.
Was there a nickname associated to Royale Smith in the middle photo there?
Yes, ma'am. His nickname was 23.
So just the number.
Yes, ma'am.
And as it relates to Gutta Zay or Isaiah Chance, did Isaiah Chance represent ATK?
Dang.
He did. He is a member of ATK.
Dang.
And did he have any associations or affiliations to other groups?
This shit surge, yo.
Yeah, an association with 1200.
When we speak about your observations or your review of the social media profiles of each of these individuals, did you have an opportunity firsthand to review the social media posts by Isaiah Chance in his falling out with ATK?
I did, yes, ma'am.
Was there a group for which Isaiah Chance begun relating himself after his fallout with ATK?
Are you asking what the post was?
No, what was the group that he then wanted to associate himself with or did post to associate
He
himself
then
with?
associated himself with 1200.
When talking specifically about Antonio Tilley depicted in this image, is Mr. Tilley alive or deceased?
Mr. Tilley is deceased.
And are you familiar with how that homicide came about?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you respond to that scene specifically yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
And was that homicide referred to in the drill raps?
Yes, it should be.
The homicide of Antonio Tilley, is Tilley mentioned in the drill raps between the groups? Excuse me.
He is. He's mentioned in them.
As it relates
Dang.
to the group 1200, did you have particularized knowledge about the group 1200 as well, just in your role as a gang unit detective?
I do.
And in showing you states 84B, does this chart at 84B also fairly and accurately depict the members of the 1200 group?
Yes.
As it relates specifically to the top line, can you see that okay from where you are?
Yes, ma'am.
The nicknames that are depicted below the legal names of these individuals, how is it that you all are able to ascertain these nicknames?
That's their music name.
Go ahead.
That's their music name. Whenever they post stuff online, that's the name they use as like their artist or their stage name.
And so on the Instagram posts, for example, are they utilizing their nicknames or their legal names?
Nicknames.
What about as it relates to the YouTube videos? Do they use their music or street name or their legal names?
Nicknames.
So when viewing these videos, are you able to ascertain, despite not having the legal name of the person on these drill raps, are you able to ascertain who the parties are inside of them?
Yes.
Do you, when viewing these drill raps, recognize the individuals as you're watching them, even if they aren't labeled?
Yes.
Have you had an opportunity to review a music video as it relates to saying the word spaz or Corbin?
Yes.
And is that frequently used in the drill raps by 6 Block?
Yes.
Now, when a group says another group's member in their drill raps, is that intended to be a good thing or a nice thing to do?
If you're a part of one group and you say somebody else's name that's a part of the opposing group, it would be disrespectful.
And have you had an opportunity to view music videos from Wappa with the Choppa and Spin of Ends?
Yes, ma'am.
Specifically as it relates to their music videos with members of ATK, have they been documented as having videos together?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you think of a video that would be reflective of members of ATK and members of 1200 together?
The most popular one would be Who I Smoke.
And by most popular, are you referring back to what you've already advised were the YouTube views?
Yes, ma'am.
Lastly, as it relates to 6 Block, can you confirm that it was determined in Stage 84A that Charles Jones was a member or active member of the gang 6 Block?
Yes, he was.
And his associates, as depicted here on this chart, were you able to determine or recognize the individuals depicted?
Yes.
Were there individuals included on your 6 Block summary as some of the bigger players with 6 Block that are also deceased?
Yes, there's some that are deceased on there.
And referring specifically to the second photograph next to Mr. Jones, Bibby, is that an individual who is deceased?
Yes, he is.
Is that an individual who is frequently referenced in the drill raps from ATK and 1200?
He is.
In the photo depicted just below Bibby, who is Therese Powell?
Therese Poe is another Jacksonville artist who goes by the name of K Shorty.
And is he a 6 Block member, affiliate? Tell me how it is that he's associated to 6 Block.
Therese Poe would be a part of We All We Got, WAWG.
At some point, was he directly associated to 6 Block?
Yes, WAWG is associated to 6 Block.
Is that what you described earlier as one of the subsets?
Yes.
And would he be frequently depicted in videos or images to social media with other members of 6 Block as depicted here?
With some of the members, yes, but not all.
When we see in the photo that is on the second row and second one in, so Tiki Williams, is that someone who you're familiar with?
Yes.
Are you familiar with whether his name has been referenced by 1,200 and ATK members in drill raps?
It has.
When you all are referencing
This shit serious.
Drill raps or the music videos themselves, are you just accessing them from the internet, plainly YouTube, watching the videos, etc.?
Yes, ma'am. Generally, they'll post like little snippets of it on their social media with the like name of the song or like a link to YouTube, and then you can go to YouTube and watch the whole video.
And you have had an opportunity to review or view 4 specific videos as relevant to this particular case. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Was there a video that was published by members of ATK and members of 1,200 called Who I Smoke?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it fair to say that that is one of the more popular videos that has been put out by Jacksonville gang rappers?
Yes, it is.
And in your experience, have you had an opportunity to see the number of views that have been racked up to that video at this time?
Yes.
Approximately how many views, if you know, has that video received?
Last I believe it was around 50 million.
That shit serious, man. I gotta get away from that shit. That shit just be like, yo, I can't even do no more with that shit. That shit tough as a motherfucker. I don't even know, like, I'm so, yeah, bro, like, that boy done. Let's get into this NBA shit, bro. Chauncey Billups, that's one of my favorite basketball players.
Well,
I'm not even gonna lie.
ESPN bet is made.
I'm not even gonna lie. Chauncey Billups, one of my favorite basketball players. Chauncey Billups should be so laid back and so cool, man. Like, I was a big Denver Nugget fan, you know what I'm saying? Even, you know, the Richard Hamilton, Chauncey Billups days, bro. Like, that was my team. And I ain't never think Chauncey would get caught up in this, but I just know early on the year, Gilbert Arenas got caught up, and now this shit happened. Then they say ties to the Mafia. Wow. That's tough. That's what they talking about.
Welcome back to NBA Today and back to a developing story. Trailblazers head coach Chauncey Billups and Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier are among 34 people charged in connections with illegal sports gambling, authorities announced Thursday. Rozier is accused of using insider NBA information in illegal sports gambling, and Billups is charged in a separate indictment alleging a wide-ranging scheme to rig underground poker games tied to the Mafia. Now joining NBA Today, ABC News Chief Investigative Correspondent Aaron Katursky. Aaron, thank you so much for staying with us here on NBA Today. What more can you tell us about what Chauncey Billups is being accused of?
Yeah, Sinead, Chauncey Billups, according to federal prosecutors, was the lure, the Mafia allegedly paying him for his celebrity to attract high rollers to poker tables in the Hamptons, in Las Vegas, in Miami, and right here in Manhattan. So they would gamble. So they would play poker. What those people didn't know was that everyone else at the table was in on the scam because the games were rigged. Chauncey Billups was known as a face card because the Mafia allegedly used his face to lure in these unsuspecting victims. The victims themselves were called fish, as the U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of New York explained in Brooklyn a short while ago.
The scheme targeted victims known as, quote, fish. who were often lured to participate in these rigged games by the chance to play alongside former professional athletes who were known as, quote, face cards. The so-called face cards included the defendant, Chauncey Billups, who at the time of the scheme was a former NBA player and is currently the head coach of the Portland Trail Blazers, and also Damon Jones, a former NBA player and coach. What the victims, the fish, didn't know is that everybody else at the poker game, from the dealer to the players, including the face cards, were in on the scam. For example, they used off-the-shelf shuffling machines that had been secretly altered in order to read the cards in the deck, predict which player at the table had the best poker hand, and relay that information to an off-site operator.
These rigged poker games have been going on, prosecutors say, since at least 2019, and it involved these altered shuffling decks, X-ray poker tables that could read cards that were face down. There were special glasses and contact lenses that enabled players in on the scam to know what the victims' cards were, and other technology brought to bear. The victim, Shanae, had no chance at winning these games. They lost millions of dollars. And since the mob was involved, prosecutors say if the victims couldn't or wouldn't pay, that's when violence was used to make sure they did.
Thank you, Aaron, for providing this profound information and stopping by NBA Today as well. Let's welcome in ESPN sports betting reporter David Purdo and senior NBA writer Tim Bontemps. And David, I want to start with you here. How exactly were games allegedly being manipulated to give bettors an edge?
Yeah, so there were basically two allegations about the games and how they were being compromised. The first one, when you think back at Chauncey Porter, before Chauncey Porter was a Toronto Raptor player, 2 games in 23-24 season, he took himself out before, maybe played a few minutes. Before those games, there had been all these bets on the under on his assists, under on his points, under on rebounds. And so when he took himself out, those made sure that his associates that were betting on those games won those wagers. The second type of manipulation is not so much of a manipulation, it's more of inside information sharing. And that's where a lot of this was kind of a pay for information scam, where people that had inside information about who was going to play what up. Were guys going to sit out? Were they not? These were relayed to gamblers who actually paid the people who are distributing the money, paid them money for the information. And then the gamblers used that to place their bets. A lot of those bets were successful.
David, how much money are we talking about here?
3 for Me, only at Chili's, is now available with the all-new Big QP, fries, bottomless.
Good God Almighty, Chauncey Billups, this shit tough as a motherfucker. I ain't gonna lie to you. NBA players going crazy. That betting shit gets you in federal prison. Then, one thing that I'm happy about is Chauncey Billups not caught up in, betting shit like that. That's why I'm happy that he's not caught up in that. He's playing poker and being the face card and shit like that. That's not right, but it is what it is. A hustle is a hustle. You know what I mean? I can't knock Chauncey Billups for trying to make no side money. It's wrong. He's got to pay his consequences. Ain't nothing free. Get back what you earn, no doubt. Getting higher than a motherfucker, best of please. His thug life would be the death for me. But Chauncey Billups making millions of dollars being a coach, and I know he got businesses and other things going on. This was tough. They probably pressured Chauncey into doing this. You know how the mob get down.
Sit out. Now, the indictment does not name the player, but the details of that were included do match Lakers LeBron James, who did not play in that game. Now, James has not been accused of any wrongdoing, and according to sources told they're close to him, James was unaware of any kind of activity involving gambling that Jones was taking part of.
And I want to switch over to Tim Bontemps right now, because Tim, you were in New York this morning for the FBI press conference. While the legal process sorts itself out, what is going to be the biggest impact on the NBA landscape right now?
Yeah, Sinead, this is obviously a gigantic story, and David just expertly laid out all of the intricacies of it from the gambling side. He's done an incredible job covering this story for years now. But from a basketball standpoint, the huge part of this story is that Chauncey Billups will no longer be coaching the Portland Trailblazers, at least for some period of time. He's on an indefinite leave, as is Terry Rozier from the Miami Heat. Terry Rozier, however, is a guy who's on the end of the bench at this point for the Raptor or for the Heat. He's not really a factor for them on a day-to-day basis. Chauncey Billups, though, is the coach of an up-and-coming young team. Last night, I was on my way home from MSG watching their game against the Minnesota Timberwolves, where the Blazers were going right down to the buzzer, needed Anthony Edwards. They had a couple crazy shots at the end of that game for a team that made the Western Conference Finals the last 2 years to come out with a win. And Portland, having traded for Drew Holiday this summer, having Shaedon Sharpe and Toumani Camara just getting extended last week, this is a team that comes into this season hopeful that they can be a playoff team in the Western Conference. And certainly after a good opening night, a good showing against an elite competitor in the Minnesota Timberwolves, to have this come out the next morning really just throws the entire franchise's upcoming and immediate future into the air. And Thiago Splitter will be taking over, obviously, as the interim head coach, but it's certainly going to be interesting to see how Portland handles it.
Now, the Portland Trailblazers, they released a statement today saying, quote, "We are aware of the allegations involving head coach Chauncey Billups, and the Trailblazers are fully cooperating with the investigation. Billups has been placed on immediate leave, and Thiago Splitter will assume head coaching duties in the interim. Any further questions should be directed to the NBA." So we've heard from insiders, we've heard from reporters. I want to talk to a player. Perk, your reaction.
So 3 things, right? Number 1, innocent to proven guilty, right? To, this is all till the dust settles. Number 2, the league does have a problem, right? And we got to make sure that as a league, we continue to protect the integrity of the game, right? Sports betting is everywhere. It's everywhere. You can't run from it. You can't hide it. Hell, my phone blows up every single day. Go ahead.
Even on our own network.
It's on, yeah, but my phone blows up every day. Hey, Perk, from cousins to friends, and and obviously I could speak on it because I talk it. I speak for it on a living. I make appearances on ESPN Bet. But what I'm saying is, Sinead, just think about certain things that are being leaked out. How can you stop information from being leaked out? Wendy talked about, the reports of
That's
injuries,
real,
right?
bro.
Think about it.
That's
we still
real.
don't know who leaked out the Jordan Poole and Draymond Green fight. Now, I know this has nothing to do with it, but you talk about keeping things sacred and protecting the integrity of the league. So we got to find a way to do that. But on the flip side of things, you look at situations like this, and it's unfortunate. And I bring up a personal experience of what I teach to my kids, because as we can see, it's a ripple effect, right? And I'm teaching my kids to be leaders and not followers, right? Don't go with the group always, because what end up happening is if somebody in the group goes down, guess what? Y'all all going down. And that's what we're seeing right now. But again, I don't want to dive too deep into everything that's going on, because I'm innocent. I want the innocent to proven guilty is what I stand on.
And I do think a lot of people probably wonder, how do they know not to do these things? Just as much as we are taught, areas of emphasis every year when the referees have videos, they teach us about the impact of sports betting. They say you can't talk to your family members. You can't tell anyone anything, even though they might be in your inner circle. I just want people to understand that the NBA has an educational program each year that you have to sit through as a player and also coach to understand these things.
And one more small detail, I know Wendy brought it up. When Wendy and Jones brought it up earlier about the league had a release Terry Rozier, right? And he was still being investigated, right? How did he get released? That's because the FBI is not going to tell you every single thing. Even the NBA, right? They're not going to let you in on all the information. So again, this is why we got to find ways to protect.
And I would assume, resources matter too in these types of conversations.
Well, y'all heard it first, man. Chauncey Billups on indefinite leave for the Trailblazers, man. This a real situation, man. It's a real situation, y'all. Y'all, please hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment, man. No fuck shit, no fake shit, no foolishness. Anything you say can and will be used against you on the internet. Exactly. But hey, I'm devastated about this Chauncey Billups and this whole poker and this whole gambling thing. But I know the gambling thing is a whole big thing. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna talk about it, but come on. You know what I mean? At one time, at once upon a time, gambling was illegal. Now they making it legal. Like betting is legal. Like, you know what I mean? But cheating people at the poker table, gambling, that's some prison shit. But I thank everybody for tapping in tonight, man. Please hit that notification button. Please hit that subscribe button. Drop a like, leave a comment, and make sure you tap in tomorrow at 6 p.m. for the premiere of Baltimore producer No Signal, man. That's the interview coming. Also on Thursday, make sure you tap in at 6 p.m., man. I might drop that at 12 noon, man. Make sure you tap in at 12 noon to catch the Welcome to Baltimore documentary that's done by me in Third World Studio, my nephew Spaz with the bag, Spaz Money Media, Third World, man. We coming up, man. We coming up. Again, no fuck shit, no fake shit, no foolishness. Anything you say can and will be used against you on the internet. I appreciate everybody for tapped in who gave my 21 likes. I appreciate it. I appreciate my 5,700 subscribers. I appreciate it. I've been in this shit for 7 years and I'm working my way up. And I hope one day that y'all push me to 100,000 that I'll be able to put a plaque on my wall. But I do this content from the bottom of my heart and from my heart, bro. And I don't break stories on black men and black women or nobody. You know what I'm saying? All I do is give my opinion that's already on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Reddit, all that shit. I just give my opinion after I watch thousands of people put out shit. And I just give my opinion. It's not me breaking the story. I'm not trying to break the story. That's not how I want to go viral. I want to go viral for good content. I want to go viral because I work hard. I want to go viral because I grind hard. I want to go viral for throwing nobody under the bus. So if you fucking with me, you fucking with me. But please, man, I'm on my way to 10K. Help me get to 10K. Please subscribe to my channel. If not, hey, subscribe to the next channel to float your boat. Again, no fuck shit, no fake shit, no foolishness. Anything you say can and will be used against you on the internet. Raw Dope Podcast. And if you see the RDP, that's me too, man. Hey, thank y'all for tapping in, man. Hey, I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all tap in at 6 p.m. tomorrow for that interview that's dropping, man. Let's go.